Hello everyone, and welcome to Raid City Crit. I am your Dungeon Master, Harna, and we are once again back of our spacefaring adventurers. Let's kick off with the person with the best immune system, and then work our way down.
I'll go first then, and I'm playing Fogart the Jurika Ranger, and I'll pass on to the next healthiest among us.
As in healthy now or healthy in general?
General. Overall, like the most, like, you know,
did you get
sick days a year.
The reason
I'm gonna go second because I don't get sick very often, but when I do, it hits me like a fucking truck. Hello, my name is Ryan, and I play Cyrus Revanmore, the ASMR Barbarian.
I'll go next. Hi, I'm Anthony. I play Burris Darkhoof, the Sata Rogue Fighter, and I'll pass it on to our next sickly person.
I feel like that's me. I don't want to judge George's immune system, but hi, I'm Mary. I play Astra, the ASMR Cleric. Okay, that's fair. I don't get sick that often, but it doesn't hit me as hard as it hits Ryan. But I do get migraines a lot, so.
Mary's immune system's very strange. She gets sick often, but it only lasts like a day and a half. So she'll be coming, she'll be like, I'm sick, and then the next day she'll be perfectly healthy, and then like a week later she'll be like,
did I get migraines?
I'm getting sick again, and then the next day she's perfectly fine. So she gets sick a lot, but she fights it very quickly. And also, we now know how to get Mary and George to not conflict. Mary goes when George is eating.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm George. I play Atlas Monroe, the Owlin Druid. I got sick once, like 10 years ago, and I just never got healthy again. I just learned to accept my lot. Like, I get sick every other day, but I'm also pretty good at being like, and we continue with life.
You're a functionally.
I will regularly ask Harry questions like, is it normal to cough up blood sometimes? Apparently not. Or how long should you be blind from a migraine before you go to the emergency room?
Yeah, I'm definitely a step above.
You can put it off for like 3 hours at least.
Okay, that's information I didn't think I needed to know, but now I do.
If you Google it, they'll tell you right away, but luckily for me, I couldn't Google it because I was blind.
That's helpful, yeah. I can see that.
Whatever the high functioning alcoholic version is of sick, that's what George is.
High functioning sick.
Does anyone want to remind us what happened last time?
Unless I'm even slightly nauseous, in which case I'm like, death has come.
I honestly cannot remember.
Away, but reversed.
We went through the. What did you say?
Flushed away, but reversed.
It's very clever. Yeah, so we snuck through the sewers, even though they knew we were in the sewers.
Unlike a fancy little rat boy getting flushed down the sewers, we are common dirt trying to get our way into the castle via sewers.
But Atlas did get into the castle via sewers as a rat, though she got pooped out at one point.
She climbed 1 million stairs because she couldn't find a lift until she'd climbed 1 million stairs.
And then she spoke with the Silver Dragon, and he was like, yo, I think I got like a mole in here somewhere that's not an actual mole, it's a dragonborn, but they're leaking intel. And he told
Atlas
that
was
to...
like, I'm a rat actually, not a mole.
And so we have been let into the castle, tasked to find the spy.
We have 24 hours, I think.
Or we yeet the sword at the dragon and say, hey buddy, come with us.
I was like,
Your bae
okay, we
wants
gotta
to
find a
talk.
mole. They stole a crest. And everyone was like, what does a crest look like? And Atlas was like, I asked no follow-up questions.
Mary instantly turned to me and she was like, what did the priest have whenever she walked past? And I was like, it sounded like a crest. And Mary went, But I was like, we don't know that though. Might have just been a holy symbol. Who knows?
How big's a crest? I thought a crest was big.
A crest is not like a badge.
A crest is like, well, a crest can be any kind of size, but yeah, a crest, like, you know, in that particular instance, the crest is like a small, like an antler kind of style. Like it was
I was
like,
thinking about like
a pendant.
family crests.
Or a pin.
Well, I guess technically a crest is like a symbol. It's not like an item at all.
So yeah, we're on the hunt for.
Yeah, we probably want to talk to that guy and get
Sneaky
some more
peoples.
deets, because I didn't really collect. I was, I was busy. Rat things.
Hoping Barros could sweet talk him.
Okay, yeah, so you guys had all, you guys have basically all grouped up together, again.
We just squeezed a chimera out of the sewers.
Winnie the Pooh'd the chimera out of the sewers.
And I think I can't even honestly remember, because it's been a couple of weeks, so I can't honestly remember where exactly you were. So let's just say, for argument's sake, you guys are kind of in the grounds of the Silver Pinnacle right now. Just means that it can.
I can tell you where we were. We were by a bunch of
right
guard drakes because we had just hosed off all our stuff.
Oh shit, that's
Oh
right.
yeah, so you've gone to like essentially the stable area of the
That's
Pinnacle.
So we're looking for that traitor, a spy,
Yeah.
All non-literal.
mole.
I still
non-literal.
think we should give over the shout and be done with it. Then we don't actually have to do any work.
Would be the easier option.
No. That's odd.
Do we know what the crest thing looked like? No.
I would imagine it looks, I don't know, wings or dragon head or something.
I mean, we could go ask.
Yeah, we
maybe
could
need
get
some
more details from
questions, like if they've any suspicions on anybody in particular, or
Argentium. We should probably talk to Argentium.
Yeah.
And, like,
I'd like
Get
to
as
see
much
you
detail
guys
as
be
possible.
great investigators after you just climbed like a million stairs on legs that are a centimeter tall. I feel like
Was
I'm
there
getting a lot
anyone
of
around?
criticism here.
was there anyone around when you were climbing the stairs?
No.
Couldn't you have just quickly turned into bird, flown up the
What if
stairs, and
someone
then
came
turned back
down
into
the
rat?
stairs?
Then you, I don't know, hide
That's suspicious as a rat.
in a palace.
Maybe it's a dirty palace.
Palace have rats.
Cyrus just looks at the pristine, crystalline silver walls.
Hey, that bathroom I crawled out of was disgusting.
Was it disgusting after you crawled out of it or before?
Definitely after. I didn't see it before.
Mm-hmm. You were covered in shit, weren't you?
We're all covered in shit, Cyrus. I'm not special.
Let's talk to the dragon. Narrow our search.
So if you recall, I believe Argentum basically was like, "Peace, see ya. Like, good luck. Come find me when you got shit."
Yeah.
But if you guys go up and try to talk to him again, you're more than welcome.
Maybe we should talk to I don't know, anyone but what is the equivalent of the King of Dragons here?
Why don't we talk to like a head of
But if he
security
doesn't
or something?
trust someone, then we can talk to him directly, no?
If we talk to like a head of
And
security.
to give you guys the idea as well, like maybe to put this in a slightly better instance, Argentum is not the leader of like all the metallic dragons. He is the leader of this particular city of Orestone, the capital. It
He's
is
the
kind
mayor.
of like, yeah, kind of like, to be honest, he's very much like that wartime leader. He's closest resemblance is probably some like Winston Churchill, like, you know, war hero, kind of like well respected. Like a lot of people have a lot of time for him. Is in charge, like, you know, runs this area, but by no means has like isn't like in control of the whole world, you know, like apart from that.
Yeah.
Just, you know, this has a control over their certain, you know,
He's
like
also
reasons.
more attractive than Winston Churchill because
Dragon.
everyone is.
Oh, okay.
No offense, Winston Churchill.
Well, he's dead. He can only hear offense. That's all the dead can hear.
Okay, full offense, Winston Churchill. You were probably,
Just
you know, not that great of a dude.
Churchill's right.
I'm sure if I Google you right now, I'll find all manner of horrible things. Let me just.
You were one of the people that tore down his statue, weren't you?
No, but if I had been there, I would have. Mostly because I think tearing down a statue would be fun.
We're here for rights and to Why are you here?
I want to see the statue go boom.
Can we find someone who can point us towards kind of some like
Who is
head
the captain of the guard?
or like just the head of the guards?
But surely if there was a spy, they would have to be in a position of power, which means it could be the captain of the guard.
Yeah, but then if we don't ask him, then we could be missing out vital information.
Also,
You might
if they
also
start
slip up
acting
and tell us.
suspicious, we know that they're suspicious.
Well, we
Yeah.
could like, I don't know. Barros does the talking, and Astra and Atlas keep their eyes on how the people react to questions. Like, you two seem to have good instincts for telling if someone's bluffing or not.
Sorry, I'm trying to find
I
shit on
think-
Winston Churchill.
Stop! We're playing D&D. Enough about Winston Churchill.
Have we slept since then?
Nope, you
No.
really just
when it's
arrived.
happened.
Yeah, we haven't really
Yeah.
done anything. Unless you're like out of spell slots, in which case you were casting invisibility and pass without a trace.
It's not that. Well, I am at level 2 spell slots. It was more the fact that I was injured somehow. That's what I was curious about.
Gelatinous cube is all I'm guessing.
Yes. Same day as Gelatinous Cube, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense now. I was trying to work it out, sitting there going,
Yeah, gelatinous cube.
Slice and dice.
So yeah, let's find the captain of the guard. Let's start there.
Okay.
I'll turn
If
to
you want to
one
look
of the
around
guards.
for that individual, like asking questions and things like that, you certainly can do. It's just going to require, there's obviously lots of people in this place, like, military folk and otherwise, who you can just go up to and query. But it will be either an investigation check with the intelligence or a persuasion check with charisma from someone basically to, just so you can see how
I'm not really good at any of those. Can I just like yell at a person and be like, "Take me to your leader"? Important business.
Sure, you can
intimidation.
use intimidate, like maybe because obviously you have this this symbol that was Argentum gave to Atlas, so you could literally be using it like a cop with a badge, like.
I imagine Cyrus doesn't even take it off Atlas. He just like picks up the bag with Atlas attached to it and be like, "We're under strict business. Take us to your leader. Where's the captain of the guard?"
Okay, you go up to like this gem glittering, like look almost like opalescent dragonborn guard who's got this like plate armor on, a big long lance that they kind of like rest on their shoulder, and they're kind of standing guard at the front entrance with another one clad in a similar gleaming plate mail as them. However, that one is a gold dragonborn. And you go up to this this gemstone dragonborn, make an intimidation check. Let's see how intimidating Cyrus.
I'm pretty sure we could have just asked him, Cyrus.
Not very. That's 7.
You square up to this individual. This is like, it's like squaring up to one of the Queen's Guard at Buckingham Palace. Like, doesn't even
Doesn't
flinch.
flinch.
Like doesn't
No.
even move. Doesn't acknowledge your presence at all.
That was very intimidating there, Cyrus.
Thank you, Volgir.
You're welcome.
Trained well. These are good guards.
Oh, you could
Barros, you talk. Barros, you
intimidating.
talk to them.
I apologize for my friend. He thinks he's bigger than he is in the city of dragons. It's not that hard.
Born. It's not like I'm squaring off to an actual dragon. I have more common sense than that.
Don't
Unless
worry.
you are.
You go sit at the table. You go sit at the table.
Sit down.
Would you mind pointing me towards the kind of the area that we might find your captain of the guards or someone to speak to about who might know the kind of the security of the palace? Your boss, but not your boss's boss.
Yeah, you can make me a persuasion check. Are you going for the same individual?
Sure. I'll go for the same individual.
Sure.
What did I miss? Was Cyrus racist?
Probably.
Yes,
Yeah.
probably.
14.
Just because you're going for the same person who did just have another one of your group yell in his face, I'm gonna need you to roll again with disadvantage. Just to get more.
Oh. Cyrus!
I'm only good at intimidation unless I'm raging. Then I can be persuasive and perceptive.
Cyrus!
Yeah, you,
I mean, the roll history would suggest you're not that great at intimidation.
I have proficiency in it thanks to Faith.
Yeah, so I mean, you go up to them, they kind of like look at you as you speak, Beros, and then they kind of like gruffly chuckle to themselves, and they turn to their accomplice, who's on the far side, the gold dragonborn, and they say in Draconic, "Do you have any ideas what these guys are saying?"
Oh fuck! I forgot that I don't speak Draconic.
Will I overhear that?
Yeah, you and Atlas,
I'll
you both
walk
speak
up-
Draconic, definitely hear.
I'll walk straight up and I'll just say, apologies for me friend. He can't quite speak the tongue. And I'll go, he did ask this, and I'll just repeat
Okay.
what he said.
Ah, you know the mother tongue. Interesting. Forgive me, I'm not used to someone of your stature. Well, I don't deal with kobolds very often.
Racist.
Yes.
Clever.
Are you looking for
I forgot what else.
the head of the one in charge of us, the ground forces? That would be General Thalindra Brightscale. The in command of the aerial forces is Commander Zachrithus Nightscale, her brother.
You sound hot.
In charge of the ground forces, like, I'm assuming
She
you were
controls the
Beros.
whole military.
We're just
I'm
looking for the guy who's
assuming
like,
that's a bit too high for you,
we're just kind
Beros.
of looking for the guy who runs like
I'll
the
translate that.
palace level.
Like local level, yeah, like the local area, kind of local officer.
Local officer.
Yeah, like who's telling who to guard the doors?
On the palace, around the palace.
Well, there's no. It's not a palace, but you will be looking for Commander Ithros Steelclaw. He will be found in his office, about halfway up the tower.
Only
He's
halfway.
pretty formidable, but he might be who you're looking for in that sense.
Sounds good. We can start there.
And if you were looking for the
Would you
Embers,
mind-
you would find them over at the Argentum Barrack, just outside of the Pinnacle's walls.
Correct. Right, shall we get going, guys? Thank you for the information.
You're welcome. Tell your friend he needs to work on his pronunciation of R's if he was attempting Draconic. I could understand a word he said.
No, that was just primal grunts. So not far off, sometimes.
It depends on the Dragonborn, I suppose.
The angrier ones.
Kind of nods, looks at you, and just returns like to their stature, straightens up.
Well, what'd he say, Beros? Or Vulgar?
How would I know? I don't speak fucking dragon.
Atlas,
Shut up! I got names wrong, alright?
Atlas will turn to Volgir and just say in Draconic, you know, this has potential to be very funny if we play it right.
Oh, I see what you're thinking, but we have a time limit. We can't fuck about too much. I do not want to lose this sword.
You can fuck about a little.
Not speaking in foreign tongue. Speak in common.
Well,
Atlas will look
So-
at you and say in Celestial, it's not foreign tongue, it's the local tongue here.
In Celestial, Cyrus will reply, "Don't fuck with me. Let's just do the job." and get going."
I'm still understanding both of you as well.
Fine,
You know
fine.
Celestial too.
Everyone,
the fuck?
everyone knows fucking Celestial.
The
man.
language of the gods, man. You said that everyone has to fucking know. You don't know Latin and Arabic and Greek and Norse.
I don't know what language
It's-
Beros speaks, but I like to imagine it's just like common, and he's just there watching everyone speak different languages. Like, y'all learn different languages?
I'm pretty sure.
I can speak Dwarvish and Elvish.
I'll just turn to you in Elvish.
Can you speak Sylvan, Beros?
No, he doesn't speak.
Can you
his
speak
mother
Sylvan?
tongue.
No, just
That's Spain
dwarvish
language,
knowledge.
man. You didn't learn that. You're like a boring.
I mean,
You can't
I
even
only
speak your
managed to
mother
get
tongue, can
Orin
you?
through some like feet bullshit.
I could speak Abyssal or Infernal, but
I bet Asher can speak
You should
Abyssal
maybe go
too.
somewhere where those languages are spoken more often. Then.
no, because that's a horrible time for me.
Well.
Let's find the captain of the guard.
Okay, follow me. Start making my way to the tower, and I'll just walk straight past it by 5 minutes.
Are you sure this is the way?
Yeah, they said go this way. They said turn right at the tower. So we're turning right at the tower.
Are you just
He
walking
pointed-
around?
He pointed up.
No, I'm gonna do a big loop of the tower. Just
Okay.
see if people catch on. At what point people catch
Becomes
on that we're
very
going
apparent
around
that
them.
Vulgar is taking you in circles.
Yeah, didn't Volgir say in Draconic that I didn't understand? We have a time limit, let's not fuck around.
Hence why it was only a quick loop of the tower.
Yeah. After you round about
Volgir, we have passed this door 3 times.
But you said you have to loop it to get in.
Importantly,
I'll knock on the door.
there is a lift, so I feel like everyone, in case you don't see the lift, there is a lift. You don't have to climb that many stairs.
as you.
Why didn't you take the lift then instead of climbing the stairs?
Oh, well, I saw the lift and thought, hey, I just got brand new lungs. Let's try them out.
Why?
Maybe there's
Right,
a
into the
reason your
lift.
dad abused you.
I understand what sarcasm is.
But yeah, you knock on the door.
Hey,
There's
you
no
two.
immediate response, but one of the guards will lean over and, after seeing that you've already presented the symbol that our gentleman gave you anyway, will open it for you and then let you go inside.
Find the lift.
Alice can
I'll
take him
just.
to the lift.
Is there like a number system or
She's
something?
memorized where that lift is.
Yep, you go to the lift. It's just opposite where the main stairwell is. When you get there, there doesn't appear to be there's no buttons or anything like that. It just is like a little disc, like a metal disc in the center of this like cylindrical open chamber, which when you look up just goes up and up and up and up, and you can't even see the roof.
Can I kind of go over to the metal cylinder and touch it?
Yeah, you touch the metal cylinder, feels cold. The cylinder is like on the floor, if that makes sense. It's like a disc on the floor.
Oh, it's not like a pedestal kind of thing. No.
No, it's like set. You can see like obviously the main floor itself is mainly a lot of these like gems and like and a lot of metal in the construction as well. Here, but also like stone on the floor, like lots of like very nice. It's a very well kept place.
Is there any guards immediately outside the lift?
Not immediately outside, but there is a couple patrolling around the like circular corridors that do obviously go around the pinnacle itself. It's kind of built like one of those old, the little like round mazes, the little like small ball bearing that you would like rotate around. It's kind of like one of those. Like lots of like winding corridors that go back and forth in themselves in the different rooms. Obviously not as maze-like, but that kind of rough structure.
I'll if there's one that's within eyesight of the lift, I'll kind of go over to them and just go, excuse me.
You like approach this like probably like a silver like dragonborn who's got a kobold next to them. The kobold is also done in similar clothing and like attire, like this kind of like maybe like not quite as heavy armor, more like a light armor, but similar kind of heraldry and things like that on them. They both turn to face you. And the kobold is like this like weird amalgamation, like looks like somewhere between a gold and a brass color. The kobold's like, "What you want?"
My friend over there wants to know how to use your lift.
Okay. Kobold goes over to who you point to.
I just point generally in the group at the group.
Kobold goes over to the group. Which one do you want to know how to make the lift work?
Is he speaking Draconic?
Yes.
There's only one
all
person.
of us.
Cyrus just stares at him.
All of us want
as
to
if
know
go,
how the lift works. Sorry, none of them speak Draconic.
Okay. I was gonna say the big fucker there looks like you're ready to fight me. I'm a lethal weapon, mate. You don't even want to try.
Oh, don't worry, he just looks like that. He was dropped on his head as a child.
You know what? The best fix for that? A few more hits,
Why does it feel like this little lizard squaring up to me?
As I'll follow him in, and I just go, "That's a good idea. Maybe I'll take that idea up on. I'll use that later."
That's what my dad did with me. You know, anytime I spoke out, smack. You know, kept smacking me until I was right.
So the
Sounds
lift.
about good.
Lift, yeah. Get on it. You know where you're going?
What's the guy's
Middle.
name?
Commando.
The tower
Commando.
has about 400 levels.
We want to talk to the captain of the
200.
guard.
Yeah.
Are you going to speak
Commander
deep for
something.
us?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
That.
Then just, if you just think, Silver Pinnacle Guard Office, that'll take you right to the commander's office.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Alright. And, yeah, it'll be fine.
What was the hesitation?
Just keep your, hands and feet, inside the disc, because obviously there's lots of floors on the way up. Goes quite fast.
Okay, I'll turn to Cyrus and go, Cyrus, he says you need to put your hands and feet outside the disc.
No, come on. We're not that level of joking around.
Oh, okay. I'll walk up to the
Hands
disc
and
and
feet
think.
inside the car at all times, unless you fancy having a hook for a hand.
I'll think Silver Pinnacle.
Daryl, stop thinking about it.
What?
Think of things in your life that would be hard to do with hook hands.
But imagine how many biscuits I could put on a hook.
It would be hard to pull up pants that you steal from me.
No, it wouldn't.
Also, you could only have biscuits with cream middles, because every time you tried to pick up a crumbly biscuit, it would just shatter.
Well, not if he spiked it. If it was a really thick biscuit, he could just
Yeah,
spike
but if
it.
it's like a crunchy biscuit, it's just gonna go to pieces.
He Jaffa cakes.
Is not a
Technically a
biscuit.
kick.
Yeah. But yeah, you get on, Volgar, you think the Silver Pinnacle Guard office, and eventually the lift starts to move. It starts off moving about the same kind of speed as, a very simple, electric scooter, not crazy fast. But it does begin,
We'll say famous last words of, this isn't that fast.
and it will start going. Thum, 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 as the floors are flat. And every time you go through the floor, you almost feel the depressurization of the air being compressed, and you feel that kind of constantly just going off. You're whizzing past floor by floor by floor by floor. After
I think if you had still had your old lungs, you might not be alive right now with this amount of pressure.
My lungs were doing fine with all the other crazy shit we were doing. Apart from at the end there where they started to die inside my body and poison me.
They were fine when she dived after a bomb, and imagine the pressure was something similar, so...
You dive after one bomb one time and you never live it down.
Yeah, eventually, after maybe about 30 seconds or so, the lift begins to slow, and the and then the sound of the air compressing slows to just silence again, just maybe a gentle whisper of wind being dislodged, and eventually the lift stops. You find yourself on another identical to the room you were at the start. The bottom of the floor is flush with the little lift itself, and you see a doorway ahead of you. There's also, I would probably say, glass all up that side, so the lift is on the exterior, so you can just see over the city, this huge big rolling sight, big mountains in the background. You see these big anti-aircraft guns that were shooting at your ship as well, even from this distance, just silhouetted by the sun.
I'm glad we're still.
Is this the guy that was giving orders to shut us down?
Possibly.
Well, this is going to be interesting.
The question is, was it? Am I remembering this wrong, or was it a female that was?
I think the female continued to shoot us.
Yeah.
This guy hesitated. Still, not a good...
I mean, hey, who hasn't shot someone? And Alice will knock on the door.
Yep, you
Cyrus
knock on the
just
door,
gives you a quizzical look.
No response. Do we just go in? Is that treason?
We've got a thing that tells us we can go anywhere. Let's just go in.
You open the door? It's a corridor. It's a hallway.
Keep going.
Keep going.
You look around for any like notable signs like that, and eventually you do find. Obviously, there is more than just a singular office on this floor, but you do eventually find an office labeled "Commander of the Silver Pinnacle Guard."
Knock again.
This time, you hear from inside. Come in.
Oh.
Open the door.
Get in there.
You see sat at a desk in like a commanding pose, both arms like elbows on the table, leaning forward. Like even though you maybe can't see them behind the desk, it's very obvious he's man spreading as he sits there, kind of like leaning forward. You see he's got like a wide like shoulder, like across with equally as wide chest. It kind of like begins to slim down at the waist. A very imposing stature, similar like silhouetted by the glass window behind him. You see his gleaming bronze scales glitter in like the sunlight that bounces through, and you see that all of his fingertips, where Dragonborn, some of them just have almost very like humanoid-like hands. Some of them have more animalistic, almost like hands. Some of them in talons. This one, however, their talons are only bone. All of his dragon claws appear to be have been forged of metal. They have been adhered to him in some way or another. He is missing an eye. He has a big like gouge down it, very traditional like battle scar, and he's very clearly like a hardened, seasoned veteran of war. Pretty apparent by looking at him. He doesn't wear like armor though. He's in like kind of like almost like parade dress,
I
like that fancy
appreciate
garb.
that though, because there's nothing wankier than wearing your armor when you have an office job, you know? Fuck that guy.
And he doesn't have any badges. It's not like like a US military looks like badges and all that stuff. But he does have rank on his shoulder, which dictates him to be a commander. You see, it is a dragon's talon holding a burning gold like torch, by which you've noticed they all have different, and normally the talons are all doing different things. Some of them, the talons are holding a spear, some of them the talons are holding like a sickle, I know the talons all hold something different to denote ranks, but this one is denoting a torch,
You go
a
to the
burning
mess
torch.
hall and there's this like a talon holding a little sandwich.
Little spatula. You see he looks up, Fox like raises a brow, which like flexes. You see like the scales flex, and then he like leans back a little bit in his chair.
I know, I can't believe it's not dragons.
Is that a reference to something?
No, everyone seems to be like, oh, look at you guys with your not scales.
Mm.
Don't worry, I'm aware that people who are not dragon folk and lizard folk exist. I've still take time to go do my prayers to Aelus at the temple, so I see Valera a good bit.
Was he saying this in common?
Yes.
Oh, he speaks common. Finally.
Is common if it's not the local language?
Oh, it's like going to Spain and hearing English.
Uncommon is common for the amalgamate.
Yeah.
We ain't in the amount.
But they are the
anymore,
biggest.
son.
They are the most diverse group. It is very much like colonial Britain. Like, they
Yeah.
are so diverse, they're like, this is our language and everyone should learn it, because that would help you.
And
Yeah.
on one hand, that's disgusting, but on the other hand, I don't like
Handy.
learning languages. It's hard. Everyone just learn my language, please. If I did not speak English, I would not bother to learn it. You know? Like, fuck that.
Claire?
What is
So,
it you are here for?
we've been tasked at investigating the missing crest, and as well as the fact that there may or may not be a mole within the palace or tower. It's not a palace.
Do you think Harry can resist his like inner Austin Powers brain and just not give the mole a giant mole? If anyone's described as having a giant mole,
dragon with a mole.
got a great big bloody mole on your face, we're not supposed to talk about it.
Yes, you're referring to the draconic sigil.
That would be it.
Probably.
Yes, it was kept in Argentum's chambers, but it was removed in the last week or so.
Can anyone access Argentum's chambers, or is there like a list? Maybe like some cleaners took it to be polished.
There is no list in a sense, but only because a few may enter it. They're all fairly high-ranking. I can enter the chambers unattended, but anyone of a lesser rank would need to have a guard accompaniment, probably of a fairly high rank, myself being one of them. Other ones who could gain access, you would be looking at, he ponders a moment. Obviously, Argentum themselves, General Thylindra Brightscale, Commander-in-General of the Metallic Forces, and her brother, Commander Zarkarth's Nightscale. Also, Archmage Aloria Moonsilver would have access. And Chief Architect, Master Artisan Zaldor Bronzeflame, the head of Orstone's Forge. There is also a potential that...
Say these names slower, like someone was trying to write them down rapidly in a book.
No.
Okay, cool.
You can ask me again later when I'm the DM. There's also a possibility that the High Priestess of Aelis, Valera, could have gained access at once upon a time. And also, the person who I suspect may be behind it is one Torin Emberheart, a double agent that we have. But he has Argentum's ear to some level. It's possible that they could have met together. But he is quite cunning. I do not trust it. I do not trust his intentions. And I started with myself. That was the first one I said.
So suspect
Something
which...
night scale.
Zarkathis. So it's General Thylindra Brightscale, Commander Zarkathis, Argentum himself, Archmage Elora, Elloria, Moonsilver, Master Artisan Zaldor Bronzeflame.
Oh god.
Valera.
Hang on.
Fucking hell.
So we got General Zelinda, her brother,
Yeah.
If you just copy and paste them somewhere.
Nope.
Yeah.
Archmage someone,
What was Zelinda's brother called?
Zakathis.
Valera
Cathis.
something or other.
He didn't say Valera's name, but you know that she's a High Priestess of Aelis.
A Torn
Aye.
Emberlord.
Toran. T-O-R-R-A-N Emberheart. Toran.
Or not Torn.
Toran. It's my accent.
I put it down.
Toran. What was the last name of Toran?
Emberheart, and I'm just saying.
Emberheart.
I'm just saying
Emberheart.
Emberheart is absolutely a Dragonborn porn star somewhere.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many were there? I've got 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6.
Hey, what was his? Who did he suspect? Because I was
And
trying to
also,
write down the name.
He suspected
Torin
Toran.
Emberheart, the double agent.
The porn star.
The porn star.
The porn star.
Suspect
That's what his double agency is. He's a porn star in the other place.
So we've got an Archmage, a Master Forger,
Also himself, obviously.
Also himself.
the Commander, the commander's brother,
Also,
the high priestess,
what does it look like?
Toran.
Because
Who is
did not ask
Toran?
that.
What does he do?
Toran
He's
is a double agent.
He's a double
He
agent.
has Argentum's ear.
We got some
okay.
military folks, a magician. I didn't write down what Zaldor Bronzeflame did.
He's an architect. He designed the pinnacle, and he is a master artisan.
Master Artisan. Is he the guy, the Master Artisan of the Forge, or whatever it was?
Yes, head of Orstone's Forge.
Head of Forge.
I'll also, just for general notes, because he would tell you where to find people. The Archmage can be found at the Hall of Wisdom, where she holds the rank of Master.
Wisdom.
Thalindra is the Commander General of the Metallic Forces. She can be found at the Argent Barracks, as can her brother, Sarkathas Knightsguard.
Argent Barracks. Argent Barracks.
Valeric Oldeming can be found at the temple,
Valeric?
the Grand Temple of Aelus in the city.
Is that the High Priestess?
Yes, so
Right.
it's referred to as the Bastion of Light.
Bastion. Oh,
Aelus.
right. The High Priestess.
She is one of the gods.
Aelus. And then you got Toran, Emberhead.
If you ask him where Torn Emberheart is, he doesn't know.
I'm assuming he'll be
The
fucking right
architect?
where we were. Oh yeah. Forge.
The Forge.
Forge.
Or
I need to
Stone's
make a
Forge
table
is
for this
is a
shit.
building.
I'm making a table for this shit because I'm gonna fucking track of this shit.
So can we ask him what the
Spreadsheet
crest
time.
looks like?
Pardon?
We ask him what the crest looks like.
Yes, I was going to get that once I've gone through all of your stuff. Slight record, it's not the Bastion of Light, sorry, it's the Bastion of Order. Apologies. The temple.
For God's sake.
Sorry. I've many notes. Many gods to go with
No,
them.
you don't understand. It's because I'm trying to write and you can't see, but basically,
Can't understand.
I can't
trying.
get it to the. I've run out of fucking ends of the page.
That's
And
fine.
what was his name? It's Commander
If for us something or other.
His name is Commander Ithralos Steelclaw.
Aulus Steelclaw. And what's this office called? It was
He is the commander of the Silver Pinnacle Guard, which are the guards who are solely designed to defend the Silver Pinnacle. So he's not obviously going to control so the people who control those AA cannons and stuff, not him. He's like head of the Royal Guard, basically, because he's
He handles issues in the building.
Yeah.
After hearing all these names, Cazador Scaleheart is not a bad name for a Dragonborn.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the DM shit on that name in the past.
Yeah.
Scaleheart, really, Ryan?
Sometimes, Ryan, but if you generate an entire city of dragons, you use a name generator, and obviously it picks generic shit that might sound like dragon names.
I thought of it myself.
I like to think that.
Did you?
I like to think that Cazador Scaleheart, now knowing the entire backstory, is like the John Smith of Dragonborn. Like, he would say his name and people would be like, Scaleheart, okay. Because, he was said, it's like, you need to, send your angel down with at least some level of identity. It's like, fine, call him Cazador Scaleheart then.
Tom Smith.
This is the Silver Pinnacle Guard room, isn't it?
Silver Pinnacle, the Silver Pinnacle Commander's Office, something like that would be.
Toran Emberhead. I've given up. I'm making a spreadsheet.
It would have been low-key funny if we had found out Kaz was just like not a dragon angel before, just a regular one. But
Have
he was
you
still
read the
called
fucking
Cazador
Dragonborn names
Scaleheart.
in the player's handbook, by the way? Clestinthalor, Arjan, Darderidian, Bardash. Literally, it's like that.
I got
looked up
Cazador
drow
from.
names when I was naming my drow, and I tried to pronounce 3 different ones, and then was like, "Fuck that! We're just naming her something else."
I can't remember what it was, but I remember putting it through a Skyrim Thum translator, so it was like Hunter Rival or something was Ka-Zad-Ur was how I got his name, because I was a big Skyrim nerd back in the day.
Back in the day,
I mean, you say back in the day,
please.
George, it was 10 years ago, so
Yeah, I'm just questioning Ryan not
Ryan
being a
has
big
aged so
nerd.
dramatically in this one moment. He's just realized he's been playing D&D together for 10 years.
We're going to die soon.
Shut up.
But
Can we
No,
at least agree
shut
to?
up to George, not to
Can we
you.
at least agree to
I
all
was just
retire to the
gonna
same
show
retirement home?
the birthday cake I got him.
Yeah, Mary got me a birthday cake that said R.I.P. Ryan's 20s.
I want for my 30th birthday party to throw one that's like the funeral to my youth.
But
And
yeah,
everyone comes
That's what we
dressed
did.
in black, and we all don't drink tequila because we're too old and it gives us a hangover.
but yeah, you ask him to what it looks like, and he will cast Minor Illusion, and he makes, floating above his hand, a little small, and it probably is no more than about maybe 8 inches or so, like a cross.
I'm excited to do my artistic rendering of this.
And it is it looks like a blue, like kind of like half sphere on a silver backing, which like frames it. And the blue dome has in it what looks like a very small little like.
Wait, which way is the sphere? Because now you're calling it dome, and I feel like it goes the other way around.
No, it's like a silver plaque with like a blue half sphere.
So it's a
Okay.
flat plaque with a half
Okay,
sphere,
yep.
a dome
Yep.
on
yep,
it.
Got it.
And in the
Snow
blue
globe.
dome, which is partially opaque, there is like a small coiled like dragon skeleton, like very small, like tiny, like in there. Looks like if it was a real one, it would be that of a baby or something of that nature. But it is coiled counterclockwise. The head and
Why do I
tail
feel
touches.
like he's going to tell us that he's going to find one? It's been coiled clockwise.
So puck-sized half
Puck.
blue half sphere, silver backing, small coiled dragon skeleton inside. Brackets snow globe.
What is the importance of the?
Anti.
Yeah, does it do anything?
I'm not super prone to the collection and its exact uses, but I know that it is a powerful magic item of some kind.
Was anything else stolen, or just this specific item?
It was, as far as I'm aware, just this.
I've gone with.
Yeah.
This may be a bit of a weird one, but obviously your faction is at war. What is the current agenda or motive of the metallic? No, your metallic.
Yeah, chromatic.
Chromatic dragons. Are they sieging the city? Are they specifically targeting the outer towns?
Are you talking about the city itself? Or in general?
In general.
We are currently struggling against a red dragon called Vermix. They are located at Red Scale Fortress, a few days' flight to the east. They have been harassing us for some time, keeping us from being able to relax would be a fair assessment. But mainly small skirmishes, attacking, probing of attacks, things of that nature.
Okay. Is there any internal politics we should be aware of between minor factions like the church or the guards or the
Smiths.
certain members?
Hmm. You may be better asking them directly. Draw your own conclusions. I think that is why Argentum has trusted you with this. He gestures to the symbol that Alice has.
Well, if I've ever seen any detective shows in my life, I believe next we go to the scene of the crime to search for clues. Right?
Sure.
If that's what the shows do, I don't know.
Also, if somebody says things like, let's split up, gang, and then the ones who didn't go to look for clues always find the clue.
Are you saying you want to split up and look for different places, or?
Maybe if we get low on time, but realistically we can only split into 2 groups, because language barriers.
Yeah.
It's like the elf planet all over again, but without the terrorism yet.
For the record, we don't plan on causing any terrorism.
You say in common to him, who's like was listening to the conversation in common, goes like, I should hope not.
Well,
if he was listening to that conversation, did he crack a smile when he heard terrorism on the elf
Insight check.
planet? I want to know if he was intrigued by that.
Nice.
Insight. Sorry, I've put everything on top of my bloody dice. That's 11.
11? He at least definitely went from like kind of looking more at his like, you know, papers, like
Made him pay attention.
the conversation had nearly ended for him, and he was going back to whatever he was doing before you guys came in, and then it definitely perked his attention back up again.
Hey, did you guys know it's National Wombat Day today?
No, I did not know that.
I just wonder what I thought it was a little beaver.
Google. It was like, hey,
I don't know why I answered that like Cyrus. No, I didn't know that.
leave, and as the door closed, Alice will be like, I mean, we didn't plan on doing terrorism on the elf planet either. It just sort of happened.
Yeah, well, let's plan on not.
Oh no!
Let's plan on not doing terrorism. On actively avoid terrorism. I don't think
I'm
that's
agreeing
a
with
fight
that
to
one.
win.
Actively avoiding terror. You know you're not a great person when you have to actively avoid terrorism. Before I started hanging out without you guys, I never had to avoid doing terrorism, and I just
Yeah, 'cause you
still
were stuck
never
in your
did
room.
terrorism. And I
'Cause you
never
were
did
stuck in your room.
terrorism in there.
Yeah, because you can't exactly terrorize your own room. That's just having a tantrum. And also, whoever said I was a good person?
I didn't. I just said since I started hanging out with you guys. I would
Yeah, but
argue
you said if you
Theros has been a worse influence on me than you have. Not
I think
because-
Varus has been a worse
not
influence on
because
all of us.
He's a worse person
I think you're
than
all
you,
as
but
each
because
other, to be
you lack
honest.
the charisma to
I will
be
push.
influential.
While they're bickering, I will push everyone towards the elevator. Like herding people as they're talking.
Charisma isn't exactly high on my I need list. I could just grab
and
you
yet
and
you lack
force
the
you to come
charisma to
with
be
me.
influential did hurt his feelings a little bit.
So now that we know what it looks like, is there any way that we can find it easier?
If you
Does
want to
anybody
use
have
a
a
spell,
locator
we have
spell?
to have a nap first.
I suppose
A
that you
full-on
didn't see
sleep
anything.
first.
You didn't see anything like that in your rat travels, or were you just concerned with stairs?
I mean, I don't remember seeing anything like that in my rat travels, but I was kind of, focusing on not getting stepped on.
No, that's fair. Probably couldn't
Well,
see how you
if it's a
looked.
magical object, I don't know how skilled dragons are at using magic, or dragonborn, I should say, are at using magic. Maybe we should check out the Archmage first, because if it's a magical object,
I thought we were gonna go search for
Someone magical's
clues.
gonna
What if someone
want.
left behind a scale?
did you see any skills in the room that the crest was stolen from when you talked to the dragon?
I was a little
Or were you-
distracted by the dragon.
Yeah, so
You
are
don't
is he
think
just
you
gonna
know
last
the
The
back in the
creature
room?
that was literally like 5,000 times my size, even when I was an owl.
We'll be looking at with fresh eyes as well. Maybe we'll see something.
Also, Astra's really good at looking at stuff.
You're also good at looking at stuff.
Not when I'm a
I will
rat.
touch
I
the
can help
circle
her.
and think lobby.
The left.
I can detect magic, but I don't think that'll be super helpful because I imagine this place is.
Well, okay, why are we going to the lobby? I thought we were going up to the.
No, we have to go up,
dragon.
all the way up, top floor.
Okay. Top floor.
Argentum's place.
It turns on a dime and starts going up instead.
This is a lot smoother ride than the lifts at home.
After a minute or two, you eventually
These
the lift
places
slows
can do
down,
when they're not full of pollution.
and you find yourselves on the top floor of the pinnacle. The city below you is actually partially obscured by clouds from up here.
See, I was walking around here, and then I was listening to Argentum tell a story to his little dragon babies.
There is a door that leads from the lift area to, you would know, a little small alcove, which kind of serves like a little like hallway area, and then in there are double doors which you can then pass through. And Argentum's room takes up about half the level, and the other half is just the lift, the stairs, and a corridor, just because the top of the pinnacle is narrower than the lower levels.
He's allowed to take up half a level. He's like a whole ass dragon.
Is this place guarded?
This level? No.
You think they would have a little bit more security, like with their leader?
I mean,
They're saying
I know he's a dragon, but still, there are ways.
They're saying only certain people have access to this, but there's no guards. So
maybe the
couldn't
lift can't
anybody
even
walk
go
in?
this high unless you have a thing. I took the stairs the first time.
I mean, you're also
Yeah,
just in a
no one else?
hallway right now. You're not in their room.
I mean, let's try and walk in there and see if we get vaporized.
Okay.
You go up to the doors.
Yep.
They're locked.
Hmm.
There are no keyholes.
Nope.
There are no handles. The doors are solid stone on metal, like kind of set up. Like they're not.
Should we not?
Should we not? Yeah.
Yeah, last time I just squeezed under, but I was a rat that time,
Yeah.
so.
Knock, knock.
I'll knock.
You knock. Eventually, the door cracks open. You see on the far side an older silver dragonborn kind of peering through. He has like a very like nice kind of like set of like almost like a long beard.
Hello.
Hello.
We are investigating the disappearance of a crest.
No, I don't. Whatever it is you're selling.
No, I'm not selling anything. We're here to find a crest.
I will translate if required.
So he's speaking common. No,
No.
I'm all up to date on my I do actually donate to the charity you represent.
You need to talk a little louder, Cyrus.
He said, "If we're looking for a crest,
You want to do what?
we're
or a vest?
investigating."
We're looking for a crest.
I find this very amusing.
No.
We come in.
Perhaps we give Cyrus like a little pat on the shoulder.
Let me think. Have you got evidence?
We don't want to look for clues.
There is nothing useful in here. I have already searched this place at the toe.
Can I ask your name?
Argentum.
Right.
If you have
Well, next.
answers, gladly step inside if you're ready to present them. Otherwise, you have, and he checks his hollow strap. By my count, less than 22 hours to find someone.
Great.
Right, come on, people.
Sorry.
We'll be back. Yeah, just start walking back to the left.
Barros is trying
If
really
there
hard
turns
not
out to
to
have
just
been a
grab
really
that
useful
sword.
clue in there, I'm gonna be so mad.
I'm not
That
asking
sword
you
is
to
in
look
the
for
bag.
clues in my room. I'm asking you to investigate the people around me. They are not in here.
I'm just imagining as we turn away, like all of the people we're trying to investigate just stood behind him like, ooh, that was a close one.
Right, well, I say we go to the mage first. Magical object, mage, probably find use for it. If not, they might be, if they don't know where it is, they might be able to tell us what it does.
Sure, let's check out the mage.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's in the Hall of Wisdom. Anyone know where that is? Shall we ask the lift?
Hole of Wisdom.
I guess.
It's in that lift.
Yep, the lift starts descending,
Okay.
and it descends all the way to the ground floor.
No.
Okay. I'll go find the kobold.
Okay. You can make a perception check. If you want to try to. It's been like, about 20, 30 minutes since you last spoke to them, probably.
Perception.
Can I make a perception check for literally any other person
non-natural
to
20.
ask?
Non-natural 20.
Yeah. As you're looking around Atlas for anyone closer to ask Volger, you see the tail disappearing around a pillar, and you run around the corner, and you see the kobold marching
you!
along. Ah! What you want?
Hole of Wisdom.
I'm
Where
a
is it?
fucking tour guide to you.
Yes.
A little bit.
I'm no one. I'm a member
Yeah.
of the
Do you want to go
Silver
tell
Pinnacle
our?
Guard.
Do you want to go off tell Argentum that you're holding up our investigation?
No. Fine.
Thank
Where are
you.
looking to go?
Do I have to repeat myself?
Wisdom.
Yes, I wasn't really paying attention to you.
Hole of Wisdom.
All of Wisdom? Well, you're in the wrong place. It's not here.
Yeah, we know that. Where the fuck do we go to find it?
Well, you got to leave here.
Yes.
Go out the gate. Go out the east
Yeah.
gate, and go. It's not that far. It's about 10 minutes on my legs. About 5-minute walk for you. Well, maybe not for you. Maybe 10 minutes for you. We have the same
I don't
size
know what
legs.
he's saying, but it's hilarious.
Our legs are the same, so maybe 10 minutes for you. Your bigger friends might be able to do quicker.
Out of curiosity, I'll ask you while we're here. Where is the Argent Barracks?
Argent Barracks
the Temple
is
of Elise.
at the west gate. Just more or less the first set of buildings.
So wait, let's go with this. Hall of Wisdom is east. The Argent Barracks is west.
East
Where's
10
the
minutes,
forge?
West
Forge?
5 minutes.
Yeah. Where's the
The forge and the Temple of
forge?
Elise.
The temple, that's to the south. It's kind of in a
Of
big
course it is.
plaza. If you keep going south, it's a
What's
bit
that?
far though. It's not close.
And then I'm assuming the forge
How
is
many
north.
minutes of walking?
I'm not very religious.
The forge, assuming that's north.
Now the forge is also south.
Oh, okay.
Oh, brilliant. Where's that then? How many
That
minutes?
is right on the outskirts.
Of course it is.
Like 30 minutes.
So
More
why don't
like-
we do?
More like 3 hours, but sure.
Oh my!
I don't speak your language. You can't backtalk
You just-
me.
No, he speaks common. He's just not speaking it.
Ah.
Literally the fucking TikTok.
do we-
The
do we-
TikTok
I'm
sound
go-
of like, I feel like we never got over the language barrier. Oh no, it's not your fault. What the fuck? You speak
Gee.
English?
Right. Right. Do we just go? What? Should we go for the Argent Barracks first? We can get 2 out of the way, and it's the closest.
Cool, let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go west then.
Okay, so you head out.
Go
Leave
west.
behind, you go west. And you seek out.
We'll
the
walk
forge.
for 5 minutes, and I will ask another guard.
Yeah, I mean it is very close. It is
Well,
literally the
if
first.
your legs are getting tired, you're welcome to ride on Tower.
You're talking to me.
Yeah.
I will point at the mini drake, the drake that's as big as me, and go, I can ride that thing if I'm tired.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I will not go anywhere near that monstrosity.
His name is a dragon, not that thing.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
He has feelings, you know, and opinions on things.
If my father wishes to refer to me as a thing that is his choosing.
What'd he say?
He
He's
is.
kinda
He
sad,
will
to be
it'll be
honest.
whatever I say.
Oh, okay.
Turns out most
Whatever
of
you
his
say.
strong opinions are just around people wearing hats.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cyrus looks up to his beret.
I'd look down. I'll look down at the Drago and just go. Out of curiosity, how do you feel about this thing? And I point at the three-headed monster that's following us around this entire time.
He has a name. He has 4 names.
The Chimera is quite intimidating, but has its uses.
I don't know what he said, but it sounded insightful.
He was right, to be fair.
He said something that I don't like.
Not that you have to be useful to be valid, Tower.
Fine. Used to it.
You have a use. You have a validity outside of your use.
Right. Have we found the Argent
You
Barracks
are
then?
allowed to exist as a person, or three people.
Stop sweet talking your chimera.
Let's get into the barracks.
Yeah, so the Argentum barracks are literally they're adjacent to the outer walls where the pinnacle, the sort of pinnacle actually sits. And yeah, the Argent barracks, they are quite a big like military compound. They have high metal walls surrounded by steel like link fencing with barbed wire on top. There are big tall watchtowers here. There is a big open space in the middle that you can maybe like just like make out every now and again through like gaps in the structure where there is some kind of landing area, and there is also lots of large big buildings as well, like, you know, probably could house multiple groups of individuals as well. It's like a military barracks, you know, it's as big as an airfield, like it's big, but it's right in the center of the city.
This feels familiar.
The only entrance seems to be a bit further. It's not right next to the actual entrance to the Silver Pinnacle, the gate. It's like you do have to walk the length of it to find the gate, and the gate is currently closed and is currently being manned by several guards. They are wearing different armor than the ones you met in the Pinnacle proper. They are actually in like more rudimentary kind of like military garb.
Well, on you go, Volgir. Ask to
What?
see General Philinda, Nightscale.
I will ask to see the general.
You march up and demand to see the general.
No, I will
No, we
ask politely
nicely.
to. I will say, please, can we have an audience with the general? We are on urgent business.
This lizard
holds
folk
up
who you
the
approach
symbol.
looks at you, looks at the symbol, goes like, make me a persuasion check with advantage because you're presenting the symbol.
Whenever you
Probably I'm not being a
say
dick,
Cyrus holds
basically.
up the symbol, I like to think that Atlas is never going to give that up, so he's just holding up like Atlas.
Yeah,
Why-
that's what I
Holding
did
symbol.
whenever I tried to intimidate the guard. I basically lifted the symbol with you attached to it.
Natural 20. So it's a 21.
Ken looks
It's
at
like
you
when
and
you
goes like,
try and pick up a dog toy and the dog stays.
steps aside. Open the gate. The gate begins to open up, and you see kind of like opening beyond. Like there's these big, like domed, like military barracks. There are a variety of big buildings. He points to a larger barrack-like building made of actual stone on the left-hand side. A little ways down the main pathway, kind of that winds its way through this compound. And he goes, General Brightscale's in there.
Right. Thank you very much.
Bright scale or night scale?
Bright scale, night scale is her brother.
Okay, bright scale. Zacharias night scale. Cool.
Yeah, Thalindra, Brightscale, and Zakarthus Nightscale.
Oh,
Arthas.
this. I think we're all changing names as we go through this. As we meet people, I think they're going to change like 6 times.
It's like the elves all over again, where you'd write their
Oh,
names
no.
down and then see them written down and be like, oh, that is not what I put down at all.
Can we just go to a human planet next time so everyone's called
As long as
David,
they
John,
can
and
say it,
Smith?
that's all that matters.
You
I
follow
want
the
to go to the
instructions.
giant planet, so they'll all just be called things like, you know, Gonk.
Bug, Ugg, Thunk.
Funk.
Then you'll have 5 dunks in the same fucking party.
Thunk, bunk, and stunk.
So knock on the
Why do you
door to
assume
the stone
giants are
building.
stupid?
I mean, to be fair, the only giant we've met so far didn't have a stupid. He was like, Haldir?
Oh dear.
Some giants are stupid, some yes, but
Haberdan, that was his name.
We're
Yeah,
still
well,
on 22 hours, aren't we? Are we now at
yeah,
21?
well, you've not gone far.
Cool.
Okay,
I'm
let's go
keeping a
talk
track
to,
on the
Whitestone.
roll 20.
You step inside, you knock on the outer door, and some guard drakes jump to attention.
Girls, it was me.
But yeah, you knock on the outer door, and there are guards flanking it who look at you as you do so, and then they kind of like open the door for you and gesture you to go inside. Stepping inside, you kind of find yourself in a little alcove. There's a stair that climbs up, and there are several doors kind of along this lower corridor.
I'll ask one of the guards at the door. Which room for the general?
He points to the door directly opposite the main entrance, which just goes clean straight through, like right at the far
I
end of the
will
corridor.
walk up and knock on the door.
Yep, you go up, you knock on the door. From inside, you hear, "Enter!"
I'll gently open the door, like.
You see
That's how
a silver dragonborn woman who is currently stood. She has
This
the
has
window.
gotta be the bitch that shot us down.
She has her window to her office open. She is wearing plate mail, which looks like it has not seen any combat, adorned with dragon motifs. And she is currently, you see she has a stack of knives on her table, on her desk, and she's currently just passing one from her left hand to her right hand, and you see she leans back and she flings it out the window, and you see it like impacts a little like target down range outside her window, probably about 40 foot away, straight on the bullseye. And then you see she doesn't even look over her shoulder. She just grabs another one and aims again and throws it, and then it bounces off the handle of everyone. She curses in Draconic. Baelis's cunt. What do you want? And she turns around, like before you even see, she's like knocked the door. She's like already like on edge.
Atlas will just lean over to whoever is next to her and just like, would. Absolutely would.
You die. Process 100%.
Something's worth
That was a
dying for,
good
Cyrus.
throw.
We're investigating the possible theft of the crest of
Shut up and get in here.
Yes, ma'am.
Close the door. She closes the window behind her. Why are 3 from the Celestial Reach and 2 amalgamate people here? And whatever the fuck that thing is. She gestures to Tewa.
Oh, they're a chimera.
That did not answer my question.
It's a long story. We're
Basically, we got
traveling
sent
through-
here to help by someone else, and then we got to the guy who we were supposed to help, and he was like, hey, you want to help me instead, so I'll help you guys to help that person. So we're basically on a big old fucking help train right now. Because we're just so goddamn heroic. We're trying to find who stole the crest.
And that has led you here.
Well, there's only a certain
There are
amount of people who
select-
can reach Argentum's room, so there's only a certain amount of people who could have taken it, and you're one of the people who could have taken it, so we need to talk to you. And
Ah.
your brother, also.
Well, I can solve this for you very easily. I have no interest in any of that magic doodad stuff, and my brother as well. So you can go look somewhere else.
Can I
Insider.
insight him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all just saw it for a minute. We're just like, That's a nat 20, so it's a 22 again.
But
26.
I think Ash was scared of her.
Australia, hard to read. Kind of intimidating woman.
Atlas is
That's
not
the head
intimidated,
Cyrus
but
says
she's
for-
something.
Cyrus, again, kind of hard to read. Kind of maybe giving you a little bit of flashbacks to maybe people you've dealt with before, distracting a little bit. Atlas and Vulcan,
Yeah, like-
she seems to be pretty genuine. She actually, the longer Atlas talked, the more bored she looked. And she looked kind of disappointed initially. It looked like at first she thought maybe she was getting in for a bit of a fight. She was like, finally, someone has come to try to take me out. I'm about to fucking wipe the floor with these fucking tiles. And it's like, oh, we're here on a job because da-da-da. And she's got more and more disinterested. And now she's like, okay, well, leave. I don't want you
Blah,
here.
blah, 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 office stuff, blah, 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 magic shit.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea who you think might have taken it?
If you
No
give
clue.
us a good lead, we'll let you punch Cyrus in the face.
He took it then. And she points to Cyrus. he looks like the type. What can I say?
You do look
Okay,
like the
what
type.
is your brother?
I just got here, so that doesn't quite make sense.
The sooner you tell us where your brother is, the sooner we'll get out your hair and go annoy him.
My brother is across on the main airfield, just 2 minutes that direction. He's overseeing the recruits' final demonstrations of the flight routine.
Okay. Off we go. Thank you very much. We'll leave you to it.
It's
And
hard to miss. Yep, and you head out back to where you came.
as we're leaving, I'll just go. Maybe try and aim just to slightly right or left, then you won't keep hitting the same spot over and over again. Bouncing up.
Sure, you tell the military leader how to throw her dart.
Ranger, archery.
Elgier, in case you want your face to be the target, I'd say we should probably go.
That's why I did it
Atlas-
as we were leaving.
Atlas will call over Volga's head. A better lead will let you hit him in the face.
Was the dignified of response.
Oh,
Well, she seemed genuine enough. Genuinely quite angry and willing to kill, but
yeah.
I told
You
you,
scared me.
Archmage is probably our best bet, but let's go see the brother while we're here.
Yeah, let's just get him out of the way.
You
I
could
want
have
to
a
see if
weird
he's got the
relationship
same
with magic.
disposition as his sister.
What was that, Barros?
I said you have a weird relationship with magic, and you always blame it.
I'm just saying, like, if
He
someone's gonna
usually
steal
has a weird
magic
relationship
artifact-
with the gods, so I'm surprised he's not blaming the face.
I don't want to be on this planet with this
better
many
with the
Dragonborns any
gods.
longer than I have to be, so can we
Well,
get
then give
moving?
over your evil sword, then, and we can be done with.
No.
Then shut the fuck up.
And people
Come on.
say that I made a mistake making a pact with a skull. Well, I didn't make a pact. I kind of made a deal.
You
Yeah,
with
did,
him.
you
made
did
him.
make a
Nah.
mistake,
Set your
though.
face on fire!
Like, the fact
Yeah,
that
but-
Volgar is making a mistake doesn't mean that you didn't make a mistake.
And then
Hey,
the
I'm just
Chimera
saying,
got it, he set
My
everything
mistake
on
was
fire!
solved. The skull was broken. It's fine. That
everybody
won't come
in
back
the
to bite us in the
party-
ass, I'm sure.
Your
Everybody in
skull
the party is
caused...
allowed to have at least a semi-evil companion, okay? I got Toa, you had the skull, he's got the sword, Astra has Cyrus, it's a whole thing.
And
As you guys are
when
having
did I get
bickering,
denominated to companion?
Come on, guys.
You are nearly blown off your feet as the beating of wind, as you kind of step out of the barrack building, like nearly force you to take a step back, as 5 fully grown dragons in close, tight V formation are doing a low flyby of the base. You see one of each color of the metallics, and then 30 seconds after it, you see a glittering selection of these gemstone dragons as well, following behind them again, just kind of like flying past. Again, crystalline in color. You see one that twinkles with that of purple hue of amethyst, one of emerald, one blue of sapphire, one yellow of topaz, and there is also a like just crystalline kind of dragon as well.
Buddy, you don't need to tell me what crystal dragons look
I
like.
will-
I've drawn the triangles.
I will just look at a dragon. You can look like one of them eventually.
Kind of looks up, looks at himself. Maybe depends on the color.
We could get him some glitter.
And gems. If I start feeding you gems, are you going to turn out like that?
I would like gems. They are quite tasty.
Right, let's go talk to Zarkopus Nightscale.
Yeah.
The only gems we have on hand is the one currently in your wedding ring, so
Yeah.
if you want to start there.
I mean,
A Dragon just.
I do want to get rid of it.
A Dragon just secretly licks it at night sometimes. You're,
Is it just
fast
slowly
asleep
wearing
and
down
you're
over
like,
time?
Wom.
Like a gobstopper.
Blib, blib, blib.
Vulgar's looking at it like, I swear this used to be bigger.
Yeah.
Why is it shinier on one side, like it's been polished?
It's the age-old thing of as marriage progresses, the ring suddenly seems smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah, when you're in love with her, the ring always looks better, doesn't it? A Dragon secretly at night. Nom 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 nom.
But yeah, you kind of like, after this like display of like force kind of flies overhead and following the directions of his sister, you eventually find yourself kind of coming into this large open area in the middle of the base where the first 5 dragons all like rear up, beating their wings intensely, all land at the same time. The ground almost shakes a little bit with the weight of them all, and they're not ancient dragons. They're not like huge, but they're like at least adult in size. They're like towering 25 foot tall from the ground, looming over even the walls of this base. And you see,
I don't want to be fighting one of them in our ship.
As they
Or
finish
5
up,
of them.
as they finish up, Atlas will applaud them.
as you applaud, you
very
see a
cool.
brass dragonborn looks over to you and gives you a glare. You see this individual. He is quite lean and like sleek. Brass scales. He's got mottled and molten amber eyes. He looks like he has quite a lot of like damage. It looks like he has had maybe acidic damage done to a large part of his body. He wears dark boiled leather, which again has very clearly seen lots of battle. He has sharp claws, jagged spines that make him quite striking. And it was funny because with all the chaos of the flight stuff, you barely even noticed him. As you kind of like do that, and he like gives you a look, and then he starts barking in Draconic. Zithris, you are all out of shape. How can you even hope to hold yourself? You were so far behind the rest of them. If that was a real formation, you would not have been able to get in the way to intercept any kind of poison breath. What are you thinking? And just started ripping into these guys pretty much immediately. You watch as these dragons who looked quite proud initially, be smug, are now kind of all being like ripped apart by this like 6'5" like individual who's not even a quarter their height.
Do you think every now and then one of them just looks at him and is like, I could just squish him?
He gives them all a pretty big like tearing into and goes like, overall acceptable. You're dismissed. Get some food. And the dragons all look, nod, and then you watch as they all shape change down into dragonborn of the same color. Get together and have a little talk and start moving away. Shortly afterwards, the gemstone dragons.
I thought you were very cool, very very cool.
See, like the bronze one turns over and goes like. The gemstone dragons land as well, same style. And you see Zakathis looks at them all, and you kind of expect him to rip into it the same. However, this time he picks out the actual amethyst dragon, and he goes up to them, and he inspects him a little bit. Good. And then he goes to the next one. Topaz checks him. Good. Crystal checks him. Good. Checks the sapphire. Nods. He ends up at emerald, and he goes like, the rest of you are dismissed. And he goes like, assume a form more appropriate to talk to me in this sense. And the emerald one shapeshifts down, and you see this beautiful female kind of still with that emerald kind of hue to her, very crystalline pattern. And he just goes, you are a disgrace to this force, to this city, to this planet. Do you have any idea how much of an idiot you looked up there? I'm sorry, sir. I'm afraid I don't know what I did. It doesn't matter what you don't know. It's what you did do. Next time you are flying in formation, I expect you to match the wing beat of all your other accomplices. They were perfect. And you have caused all of you to do latrine duty for the next month, and you hear there was like, oh, fuck's sake, and it's all like, you know, completely like, it's like, but sir, I did keep winning beat. With all due respect, I will not have this back talk. Is there going to be a problem? No, sir. Good. I suggest you get a brush. One of the big ones. Because you clean the latrines you normally use in that previous form. And you watch as she goes over, and you see the rest of it. There's a bit of like a bickering back and forth among them, so you all kind of like continue forth.
Alice will lean to Cyrus and be like, so is that what your childhood was like, or close, or...
Worse. Much worse.
The individual you're waiting for to speak to does not wait for you. He marches off like he's got better shit to do and has not even like bothered with you all. He's heading off towards a.
Just run over. I just keep.
He doesn't stop walking. He's like marching towards a.
Atlas will jump on Tewa and use Tewa very speed to get in front of him.
Okay. You like stifle in front of him. He looks at you. You have exactly 5 seconds to move before I obliterate you both.
Unfortunately, we need to talk to you on important matters. We waited for your time. You're gonna have to now have some of ours.
Make me a persuasion check, Atlas.
I'm not very persuasive.
A bag! Atlas, the bag!
A bag?
The symbol!
I have the symbol. It's
But
on
maybe
me.
he hasn't seen it.
I assume he has. 5.
You watch as this individual. He sneezes, and a 90-foot line of fire explodes out from him in front of you. I need both you and Tewa to make a dexterity saving throw.
17 for me.
That is a failure.
Four for the tower.
That is a failure.
Oh no.
You both take 49 points of fire damage.
Ouch.
As you, are you still standing? And is Tewa still standing?
Yeah, we're still standing.
Okay. He cocks ahead. He looks a little bit impressed.
Would have been really embarrassing if you had done that to Cyrus.
I do not know who that is.
Well, maybe if you'd taken 5 seconds to talk to us, you would have known, because we would have introduced ourselves like polite beings rather than just screaming at each other and then setting me on fire.
I am not here to be polite, and you are in a military compound, which you have no place in being. So my time with you, I do not need.
I actually have a place in being anywhere right now because I am on a personal mission for Argentum. And we need to speak to you to find out if you're a filthy little mole who needs to be killed on the spot or whether you're just some random asshole. You are one of 6 people who could have stolen something. So far we ruled out 2 of them, so we're down to 3. Come on. Just talk to me for like 2 seconds.
This is...
You're acting like a spoiled brat, wasting everyone's time. We could have had the conversation by now. Your sister got through it faster than this.
You know what? All this does make me rather sleepy. Make me a con save, Atlas. As a gas begins to billow out from this individual.
Oh, I do have an advantage on that.
You do,
though,
yeah.
Thanks to my cool-ass lungs.
Tewa will need one as well.
Okay.
Do you think it's going well? I don't think it's going well.
I can tell you it's definitely not going
Still
well.
a failure, Atlas.
Damn.
And Tewa.
He's gonna kill me.
Both fail. You guys watch as he yawns and this like breath billows out from him, and Tewa in the middle of this, Tewa begins to lull and lose his footing, their footing, sorry, and then Atlas in the middle of it, you just fall asleep and you just fall, just slump down, and then he looks down at them both, and he just steps around them and continues on towards the hangar.
Wait, were they flying or?
No, we just
No, they ran in front of him.
You guys are like a few feet away if you want to maybe help me
Yeah,
out.
I'll just run in front of him at that point as well.
He is just gonna keep, unless someone gets in his way again.
No, I'm gonna
Doesn't
get in his
stop.
way again.
Cyrus will step in his way and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
asshole, we're talking to you."
He looks at you, Zaris, he's like,
I'm unconscious. Can someone poke me?
Astra will take care of.
if you shake
Yeah,
her
we
awake, she will
assume-
stir. She's just sleeping. It looks like he just has a sleep breath on her.
Yeah, but she'll still heal her.
Yeah,
Because she
good
took
shot.
I
She
did
take
get
a bit of
a
a
little
fire.
roasted. Let's go for level 2 cure wound.
Smells
Get
like
rid of the-
delicious roast owl.
You get 21 hit points back.
Good, that's about half.
You are all set on truly wasting my time. So I guess we should
The quicker we
this
get through
over-
this, the less time we'll waste.
Fine. My office is this way, and then he will walk past you again, heading in the direction he was heading.
Follow him very closely. Like, I
Atlas
will follow him, like,
cast
right
healing
behind,
word at
matching him to
second level
the
on Tower.
march.
He goes into the hangar, and then he shape changes into this huge, big form of a brass dragon. You see like the green motifs on his wings, the beautiful flowing like wings that go from his shoulders all the way down to his tail, the big wide fronds of either side of his head.
I fucked up my chimera.
You ready yet?
I am ready to entertain whatever this is.
Well, as our companion Atlas already said, the crest has gone missing from Argentium's room. Only a few people have access to that. Do you know anything about it? Do you have any suspicions?
Well, I don't have anything particular about that problem. However, myself and the military and my sister have all been suffering sabotage as of late.
Who would have access to this compound?
Everyone in the military, my dear.
What kind of
Okay.
sabotage?
Someone has been. If they are not receiving this information one way or another, they are very good at guessing. But there have been several ambushes recently on our forces that have been too well timed, which have cost us severely, especially in troops and even supplies. There is also, I believe, someone who had attempted to poison members of the military here as well. I found poisoned rations in the barracks that were probably designed to incapacitate military leaders, but they were quickly disposed of.
And
Corn Emberheart. What do you know about him?
That individual is quite slippery. They used to be a member of the Chromatic Forces. We captured them, and they turned coat for us. And now, Argentum seems to trust to send them back out to the Chromatic side to gather information and bring it to us. And the information, to be fair, has always seemed good. However, I do wonder how much we are costing having them floating around freely here.
you know where they are currently?
Not currently, no, I don't keep tabs on people who are not in my control.
Where do they usually frequent? Do you know that?
Last time I saw them, it was at a tavern on the west side of town.
Name?
The Scaled Cup.
Hmm.
Really into their scales here, huh?
It's a thing. I don't know that, but I imagine Dragonborn.
Well, out of these,
Just
out of
saying.
the following people who would
It
have
would be
access
weird
to this
if you had a
compound,
tavern called like the Skin Cup.
Commander Phelos, the Archmage, forgotten the fucking someone help me out with the Master Forge name.
Zalador.
Alador Bronze
Thank you.
Flame and Elora Moon Silver, who we still need to speak to.
Are you asking him about this?
Yes. And Torin.
Of all of them, Torin would be the most likely to be whatever thief you are suspecting. Valara is a priestess of Alis, the goddess of order. That goes against everything she stands for and believes in. Zaldor Bronzeflame is another full dragon like myself. They are a master artisan weaponsmith. They would have no need to rely on the chromats. And the Archmage Moonsilver, again, another full dragon. She, again, unless she wanted to study artifact, however, I'm sure Argentum, she is one of his most trusted advisors, and normally his primary consort for magical matters. She probably could have simply asked to borrow it.
And how many? Can you think of anyone else that, other than I listed, that you can think of that might have access?
Maybe the thief's not working alone.
My gut instinct would say Argentum himself.
He does seem kind of tricksy, as much as I hate to agree with this asshole.
As much as the metallic dragons make themselves, and ourselves, I should say, out to be trustworthy and honest in all we do, we are a lot more manipulative, less righteous about the lust for power. I believe it is just as dangerous as that of the chromatics. However, we just look at it slightly differently. The only good thing about chromatic dragons is that they are honest about it. But either way, all this fighting and going back and forth, this honor, if you could call it that, glory, you look closer, you'll see it's all rot. Trust is like a dagger hidden behind every smile.
You probably don't have many friends, huh?
I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make sure that the airfield is run smoothly.
Would there be any benefit to prolonging the war for Argentium?
Argentum, perhaps, would stay in power for longer, that's for sure. For war on of that nature, why would you want to topple the political game? To be honest, when you first came here, I thought you were coming for logistic reports, troop movement, supplies, that kind of thing. But is here sniffing out weaknesses, spies, traitors. You wouldn't be the first come sniffing around for that kind of thing. I doubt you'll be the last.
I mean, if you want to give us some, like, weaknesses, we could, always sell them to the next guy, or, just if you want to spill some.
I am many
She's got a
things.
really bad sense of humor.
His eyes gleam
He
a little bit.
sleeping gassed me like 2 minutes ago. I'm allowed to have a bad sense of humor.
I am not apologetic for that at all. If you had died from the fire breath, I would have simply walked through your ashes as if they were nothing. You are, with all due respect, all of you in this chamber are wisps of time for us.
Dirtier than you expected me to be.
I will give you. But I could withstand a breath of that nature, of a force that perhaps I'm not attuned to 6 times over, and still be standing. I know. I've endured it. And he gestures to his, acidic, burnt side, which looks pretty damn nasty.
Yeah, I might be fireproof, but if somebody hit me with ice, I'd definitely die.
Or acid, to be honest.
Then I suggest you do not bother Argentum too much. They can produce cold the same way I produce fire.
Noted.
After taking
You're never going in that
2
room ever
dragon
again,
hits
are you?
today, I'm just saying if Argentum goes to ice blast you, I'm stepping to one side.
Same with my sister.
I think I'd rather jump out of the tower than
It's a good thing you didn't
face a nice
get in a
blast.
fight with that, with the sister.
Do you offer to let her punch me in the face as well?
I didn't.
Hey, I said she could punch you in the face, not ice breath you.
Right. Thank you for the information.
Yeah, we'll leave you to your duties.
I hope one of your recruits puts spiders in your cereal. Atlas will say as she leaves. What a dick.
You hear he
They
calls
have to
over
be.
someone as you guys leave, and you hear the sound of the form shifting behind you, and then you hear them talking. Like, you can't really make out what they're saying, but they're clearly having a conversation. You kind of pick up like like the little back and forth.
Can we percept? Eavesdrop.
Listening.
You can try if
Yeah.
you want your perception check.
I'll try and listen in.
I'll try, because
I'm a
I
nosy
think there's
little
only
owl.
2 of us that will hear, isn't it?
Not 20, 28.
24.
22.
Lot of nosy bitches.
Definitely having a conversation, Astra, but they're
Doesn't know either.
speaking Draconic.
22.
Atlas and Vulgar, you both pick up that Zarkarthus says to this individual, this group appeared to be trying to uncover some kind of spy. I highly doubt that whatever they're looking for is here, and I do wonder if that is just simply some kind of cover. They did not come to this planet looking for a spy for Argentum. He will have sent them on that task recently. They came here for another purpose. Whatever it is, I doubt it is good for us. If you see them again, do not permit them access to the compound, and get me immediately.
Okay, so this is the last time we're going to be in
That's
here.
suspicious.
So if there's anything else we want to get done, we need to do it now.
I don't think there's anything else we need.
Can I have a look round to see if there's anything looking weird? Anything out of place?
I mean, like,
The
you're
fucking
walking through
crest
like a
is up
military
on
base.
his wall in his
I
office.
don't know. Like,
Can I do a perception or investigation? I'm not very good at them, but since I know military bases somewhat,
fair.
Sure, yeah, you can do. I'll do a little perception check to sort of look around.
Foggy is in the background, just kind of like, that looks out of place. Foggy, that's a barrel.
You know that he
Is
mentioned
that-
like the poison
That looks
supplies. Like,
suspicious. That's a crate.
Yeah.
That looks suspicious. That's another crate on top of the other
Wait, should we go
crates.
look for
he
the
also
food
suggested there's
provisions?
some kind of person who's obviously perhaps passing on communications and things like that. But there's like lots of buildings in here, like
16.
16. You see there is an area that looks like a mess hall. If there was going to be poison supplies, that'll probably be the place for it to happen. You also could, potentially maybe look at asking any lower ranking soldiers or anything, or any of the kobolds or lizard folk here,
Oh,
and see if
let's
they would
go
know anything.
look in the lunch hole and maybe get some lunch.
Well, if it's recently been poisoned, I know they dealt with it, but there's nothing stopping them from getting poisoned again. Also, we could probably talk to whoever receives the supply delivery, like who delivered it.
See
or-
who's in there, who's messing with stuff. Maybe talk to that purple dragon who was getting the absolute shit chewed out of her. Commiserate about what an asshole her boss is. Is he her
Well,
boss? I don't know how military works.
Yes, he's her boss. In the simplest terms, he's her boss. Sure, let's go to the mess hall. Ask around, see if we can figure out, like, if anybody in particular drops off the supplies, or if anybody that shouldn't have been with the supplies was. If there was a new guy
Also,
one day
how
and then he
much
didn't come
poison?
back.
Like, were they trying to kill people, or just like give them the dragon
The runs. Well,
Do
the
you
more
think
we
when
know.
dragons throw up, they also do like the breath at the same time?
I mean, I imagine
Like-
it's maybe tainted
Like
with
those-
the.
Like, if Argentum threw up, would his puke freeze as he was throwing it up, like puke snow?
I don't think it would be like. It might be like colder than usual, or like have some. But I don't think it would be like. He's not got like cat fur balls coming up that are like solid chunks. I don't think that's the way it
They're like
works.
perfect ice cubes.
I didn't eat defrosted chicken. Or frosted chicken. Frozen chicken.
Roasted chicken?
Are
That
you
sounds
okay?
bad.
Frosted chicken. I don't know. Ryan's having a brain
Chicken and
aneurysm and it's
buttercream.
slipping into Cyrus. Let's check out the mess hall.
Yeah, you head up to it and you step inside. You see it is the icon you'd expect. long tables here, benches, all designed to fit like medium-sized creatures. Nothing really here to cater for full-size dragons. It looks like it's expected that like any dragon that size in nature would probably need to shape change down to kind of like be in this kind of space. There's a long run of stainless steel with glass shielding on the far end, like very much like a school canteen kind of style setup. And you see there are several people here all sat down eating food, like, you know, some talking. You see the group of the metallic dragons who were flying earlier, in all their dragonborn forms at one table, and a few tables down there's that group of gem dragons. It looks like the emerald dragon who got chewed out is actually sat at the next table along, separate from the rest of them.
Go speak with the reject. They'll give you the most information.
Yeah.
Alice will run
Yeah.
over.
You see,
Absolutely.
as you run over, you see her, her like green, like striking green eyes, like go wide a little bit, and as you get close, she like instantly like almost like goes to stand up. She's like,
Alice will slide down the bench, like sit and slide, just be like, your boss is a real douchebag.
right. Yes, he can be a bit unpleasant at times. I think you get a proper look at her now. You see,
He set me on fire
this individual. She's probably,
I'll
if
put
she
you to
stood
sleep.
up,
and put me to sleep,
Yeah.
but the fire is the thing I'm upset about.
if she stood up, she's probably about 6'2". She's quite lithe and graceful in her build. She has these like lustrous green scales that like shimmer, like polished emerald. And her horns, her horns curve backward, resembling like the fronds of like almost like a fern plant. She has delicate gold earrings that like kind of like are along the horns itself. And yeah, she's kind of like, you know, adorned like scale patterns like all along her body as well. Yes,
Sorry for
he
my
can be a
throat.
bit unpleasant, but
Air flying looked fine to me. Admittedly, I don't know much about dragon flying, but I'd like to think I know a decent amount about flying in general. I've been doing it a while.
it's fine. I don't really take much that the commander says to heart anyway. We all know he has a bit of a negative disposition towards us, Gem, anyway.
I think he's got a negative disposition in general.
Pardon? What was that?
Is she speaking Draconic?
Yes.
Then Atlas can relay if she wants. Oh, wait, I don't know what she said. Words.
No.
Why do you think he doesn't like diamond dragons?
I don't know if it's just a rumor or not, but apparently him and his sister are the only surviving members of their family. It's a rumor, but one that's easy enough to believe, that apparently his family may have been killed in a attack by gemstone dragons a long time ago.
Alice will relay and comment what's being said, and back and forth. Hi, Alice Moreau. My group, we're official investigators, so.
I'm Alicia.
Heard you'd had some poisoned rations coming in.
Yes, it is something that happened, but I believe that the commander was able to resolve that anyway, as far as I'm aware.
Much to you guys? I mean, like, obviously enough poison, but like.
Yes, definitely. I'm by no means am I resistant to poison at all. A common mistake. I'm green. You might be thinking of green dragons. They're
No,
resistant to
I
poison.
just mean,
I
like, you're-
produce more psychic ability. I have psionic powers.
You have psionic power. What is that?
What
Alice
do you listen
immediately
to?
forgetting she's investigating. Like, whoa.
I can change how a mile of area looks. I can make it look completely different
For a
terrain.
mile?
Yes, for a mile.
That's really far.
Yes. I also have some control over Emerald Flame, which I can produce, and I can cast some psionic spells as well, in addition. And I can teleport, and she teleports to the side of the table you're on. Just over.
Wow.
Yeah, if you got caught in my breath weapon, you would.
I don't want to be. I've already been caught in 2 today, and that was enough.
Yeah, it disorientates you a little bit. It does hurt, probably as much as if I was as big as him, as much as him.
Yeah, see, I thought he was a dragonborn, and I was like, I can probably take that guy, and then secret dragons gets you every time.
Yeah, most of us are true dragons here, especially the higher ranks. The lower ranks are held by more folk who are limited in their abilities. Dragonborn, Yuan-Ti, kobolds. But to feel less imposing, Commander Brightscale thought it best that we assume more approachable forms.
I think if I was a dragon, I'd be full dragon all the time.
It can get a little bit inconvenient. However, I do need to eat the same amount of weight that I normally do, and you look down at her tray across the table, and she teleports back over to it, and like it's almost like there's nothing. It's just like she disappears, reappears, like little maybe a small little flare of like emerald pulse, but like nothing crazy. And you see she's got like it's kind of like a big mound of like food here, like a big generous portion for someone of her like lithe size. Probably not an appropriate amount of food at all.
Volgir, you should get you should get Adragon to be Gem. She can teleport.
Can I choose a gem one?
I don't believe that is an option.
I don't think so.
Chromatic or metallic?
That's there are additional rules in that dragon book.
Atlas will turn to the group and be like, okay guys, I'm just saying, he asked if we had evidence. I think if we don't find who it actually is, we could probably just pin it on this guy.
We're not pinning it on the commanding officer just because he was a bit of a dick to you.
He set me on fire. He set Terra on fire.
He's a dragon. That's what
I will
they
reiterate exactly what Cyrus was saying. No.
I have met several dragons at this point, and not one of them set me on fire. And one of them
Tewa
I
has set
snuck
me on
into his
fire, and he's
bedroom.
only part dragon.
Okay, Tewa knows he can set you on fire. That doesn't count.
Okay, I'll make you a deal. We'll say it's him, but Tewa goes.
No. We're gonna sooner offer up your sword before
No.
the commanding officer.
No, because we all
doing
know
his job.
We offer up the sword if he fires the commanding officer.
No.
Or we probably need to keep
We
investigating
poison the
people.
commanding officer.
No. Speaking of poison,
only-
did you ask her about the rations that were sent?
no.
Who delivers them
I
usually?
got distracted.
I will
She can
ask about the
change the
rations.
environment for a mile.
That's
I would just ask her, do you know about any rations that were tampered with?
I
Potentially
know there
poisoned.
was some here in the main base, but again, Commander Nightscale, he uncovered them, was able to dispose of them, I believe, before they could affect too many people. I think some people were affected by them, but nothing too major, just
Or
bed
did
bound
he
for a few
plant
days.
them and then discover them himself, painting himself as a hero?
We are not using your bias opinion going forward.
I have no idea what you're saying.
I thought
No,
you
I'm
didn't
saying
like dragons. Why are you on this guy's side
to
now?
Atlas.
I mean, she has a point. But also, you got to remember, the dragons, they can just shape change into other dragons.
Okay,
And
well,
you ask her, does she know who delivers the rations to the base?
you speak common.
Yeah.
No.
I'll ask her.
Do you know who delivers the rations?
I suppose it's a military convoy of some kind. I know that whenever we're in the field, we get deliveries from the normally it's the air divisions who make the deliveries because we are fastest. So we handle those. Notoriously, they don't always come, annoyingly. But when we're told that they should be due and things like that, didn't always arrive. But that's
Is
war
there anyone
logistics aren't
specific
easy.
who handles them, or is it the same as like the cleaning duties? Like everyone's kind of given different jobs to.
Yes, you're tasked differently every, set amount of time, however long your tasking is. You might be tasked to go, hold a certain area of the airspace and make sure it's secure, or you might be given a logistics mission to deliver supplies and things like that to a front line or barrack or somewhere, or front operating base.
I'm gonna assume that Nightscale already inquired as to who was delivering that day and food.
Well, the food
I'm also
here.
I'm going under the assumption that people
it
are
must be
relaying.
military.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell
it's
us what we
military.
relay.
Well, the food here, I would. It must be made, locally here, because then that food is then delivered from here to the front lines. So it's stored here. We have a big storage area for it. It's mainly dry goods and things like that.
Does anyone have access to it?
Mainly, obviously, all the high-ranking officers have access to it, but also anyone with access to the kitchens, or anyone who has been given permission that day to do a supply run would have been given access as well.
I know. A lot of people.
Too many variables.
I've just realized, by the way, we have like a dog bed that has no stuffing in it, so we put blankets in it. And I've just realized that Sylvie pulled all the blankets out of the bed that has no stuffing onto her bed to make it extra comfy, and Juno is just sleeping on the floor.
I don't think we're gonna get anywhere with this poison trio. I was hoping it might yield some sort of result. If Torn Emberheart is as slippery as they say, he could have easily the food either in transit or when it was in Bias while he was in Bias.
I think our best course of action would be to go to the Archmage and figure out what actually that crest can do, what it's capable, what it's used for.
Probably know the mage could have done something to the food. It doesn't necessarily have to be.
If we can figure out why they're doing it,
Or why they'd want the crest.
then that might help us lead back to who.
I think we also need to find some sort of evidence before we accuse someone.
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing, Vulgar.
Yeah, no, we're finding evidence, but at the moment, all we've got is verbal.
Speculation. Yeah. So let's go to the Archmage. It's probably the best bet next to check off the list. Torrin is suspect number 1, but I'd rather cross off all others on the list before we go after him.
But he might be
he's
suspect
also
number one.
the obvious choice.
Yeah, but he.
I feel like he's
He might be-
too obvious a choice, though, like...
Yes. Like he's subject to prejudice, maybe? They're all assuming he's bad just because he's something different.
Not to
Yeah, I
mention,
mean,
like, if you were gonna turncoat, why then go steal something? And why would you even still be here if you had stolen it? Surely you steal it and then rush back to your
Unless-
actual folks,
Unless you
right?
can't get it out the city.
As much as Argentium is a prankster and he likes messing with people, I don't think he's full.
Would somebody have stole it to make it look like your dude did it?
Possibly, if they don't trust him. But
Or
then
it's a way
again,
to
that's
feel the war more? Anyways, let's go talk to the mage.
It was a little suspicious how he wouldn't even let us look around, I get they're his chambers and everything, but he was right there. He
You
could
were
kept
in
an
them
eye on us.
before.
well,
Just
from
right
his
there and then.
from his disposition, I don't think Nightscale wants to continue. He seems agitated about the losses that he's taking, and I
He didn't
think
like
in his
us
own
being
way,
around. He doesn't trust us, and he thinks we're here for some ulterior motive, which I guess technically we are, but...
yeah, but the way that he behaves doesn't. I don't know if you can be too invested in a cause, but he seems invested the right amount. It's not a front.
I guess we need to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
Archmage?
Archmage.
Let's go figure out what this thing actually is.
I mean, while we're in the west, why don't we have a check at the tavern?
I could drink a pint.
I mean, we just pop our head in.
We're here for work, not pleasure, Astra. Atlas.
Yeah, sure.
Stupid
Stop trying to
aliens.
drink on the game.
I got set
Trying
on
to
fire.
drink
I
while I
think
go.
I'm allowed one drink.
You can drink as we walk.
You can
Maybe.
drink once we find who it is. And then have a proper drink.
So where are you going?
To the tavern,
To
apparently.
the tavern, the scaled cup.
Alrighty, so you continue out west a bit longer, kind of ask me a couple of directions, and eventually you come across the Scaled Cup Tavern. It is a bustling establishment, kind of like, not too far from the heart of Orstone itself, caring to mainly like locals and maybe any weird travelers that are passing through. It is, even from the outside, a beautiful building, and stepping inside is no different. It has a beautiful warm atmosphere in here. There is metallic decor, shimmering chandeliers, walls lined with tapestries, with depicting like big historical battles. And the air, as you kind of step in, is filled with laughter, clinking of glasses, and the rich aroma of exotic dishes and spices. It's kind of dimly lit. There are glowing lanterns that give a natural light, kind of like the kind of the place, in addition to the light from the sun filtering through stained glass windows. It almost has like a regal feel about it. There's that big stone hearth occupying one wall with a roaring fire. And yeah, lots of like draconic motifs decorate the furniture, scaled patterns woven into the upholstery, like big like claws and stuff like that on all like the table legs and all that kind of jazz.
Alice will walk up to the bar and be like, 5 reasonably priced ales.
You see the bartender kind of looks over you.
All right, but I can't serve you. I'm too young. I just run the drinks. I'll have to get Yorick to serve. Yorick, can you serve these people?
They like
I don't
lizard
even
folk
want
kinda
to
crawls
ask this
over.
guy how old he is.
And Yorick, a kobold who walks along the bar top itself, walks down.
All right, mate. What can I get for you?
5 ales.
5 ales. All righty. Hang on. Let's see here. You want Dragonfire? Yeah.
Definitely.
Sounds good to me. Okay. Right. Hang on. Let me just get this glass here.
Are you sure you want Dragon
That's
Fire?
what I was saying
not?
earlier in the day. Earlier in the day, I was saying I have not had enough Dragonfire.
He drops the glass and it smashes.
Shit. I got loads of those.
And he gets to that one, starts pouring the pint. He pours 5 pints of Dragonfire ale. Goes like,
That'll cost you a gold.
You're saying that like you're not sure if it's a gold, like you're waiting for me to like haggle
Cyrus
with
just
you,
Cyrus just puts a gold on the.
Do you even know what he's saying?
takes it,
No.
bites it.
Oh, cool. Sweet. And you also get right. Stans, can you go get them the complimentary wings, please? Oh yeah, got it. Sorry, Yorick.
And
Oh,
the
shit, they
lizard
come with
folk
wings.
goes out in the little side door. A few seconds later, comes back out with a big metallic basket filled with what appears to be roasted chicken wings glazed in like a nice sauce. And on the side, there is a glittering dip. It looks like mayonnaise with glitter in it.
yeah, let's go.
Right.
There you go, your celestial wings.
What's the dip?
Celestial dip.
There.
Celeste. Cyrus will just like look at Astra and then look at Atlas
Astra-
and just be like,
Astra like rubs her like back a little bit, like
You guys have heard of celestial dip? You're more celestial than me.
You've not heard of
No, I
celestial
haven't.
dip. You don't know what that is.
Celestial dip.
Yeah, and just
I don't
like
want to know what it
yeah, it's
is.
human sauce. It's like, I'm sorry?
Okay, then I have one final question that might be a little personal,
Oh,
but it's
no.
important to me. Cyrus,
No.
do any of your body fluids contain glitter?
No.
Okay, just
No. We're not going there.
so
Well,
no,
well,
you're
well,
not going
they're
to
having
tell
a
me, or no, they don't.
No, they don't. And I knew the question you were thinking of as soon as you said this might get personal.
I just needed to make sure that, you know, it looks a little suspect. I needed to know there wasn't some angel in the back.
I mean, it's pretty tasty. Barros is already like 3 wings in. They're tipped in the list. It's pretty good.
Yeah, salty.
It's pretty salty.
Nope.
But it matches well with the wings.
Does anyone
No,
want
have I got glitter in my teeth?
Well, I'm
So much.
I'm waiting for the DM to get back to try and speak to.
Cyrus will...
The DM's dog stole some curry off the side, so now the DM's dog has curry shits.
Oh no.
Oh no.
While the DM's away, I'm gonna grab a drink.
Yeah. I will fill up my glass with, look, another 2-litre bottle of Fanta. I'm slowly working my way through the Fanta and the Coke.
I'm making my way through the Pepsi Max.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm about halfway
Oh,
through,
look how
to be fair.
transparent it is. Yeah. Perfect green screen.
Actually, you just remind me. I need to badge up. Oh, shit. It's okay.
Did everyone watch the finale to Llamas and Hats?
No,
No, just me. It was like 20 minutes long.
I didn't see it.
Talked about
I
like
don't know.
Badger
Bates.
Mushroom, but I don't.
Llamas in hats. I like llamas in hats. I didn't realize there was a finale.
Yeah,
So I will watch it.
There was a finale like 10 years after the last one came out. Like it literally came out like this month.
I've not seen it.
It popped up
I'll
on my
watch it.
D&D?
It popped up on
Yes.
my YouTube, and I was like, "Why
So-
is it 20 minutes
While
long?"
they were having their chat about the wings, I will lean over the bar with 3 gold in my in between my fingers and just kind of look at him and just go, "Is there anyone here named Torin?"
You see from over your shoulder, Mulgir, a red hand
Definitely.
plucks the gold from your fingertips.
Ah, lovely.
That's me.
And then you hear quite a warm voice from behind go like, "Well, hello there. Someone looking for little old me?"
I love him immediately.
Oh,
Atlas
no.
will hold up the
Again.
plate of wings and be like, "You want a wing? We need to investigate you."
Does he
Sure
pluck
thing.
all
If
3?
you want to come join me, I've
Does,
got a little booth over here.
Oh,
does
shit,
he
he's got
pluck
a
all
booth.
3 gold out of my hand, or does
Yep,
he just
pluck
pluck
all
the
3
single?
gold. He's a nice sweet
He's a
pluck.
dragon.
He's a dragon.
Oh, lovely.
And you see he is a red dragonborn. He is quite attractive looking, you think, like even though like you're not draconic,
I'm
something
going to
about
fuck
him, he
this
just has like a bit of
dragonborn.
charisma. His scales are like almost like a burgundy red. They're like not like scarlet. They're like really like deep and dark. And he has these piercing blue eyes that just like almost clash with them. And he like was like, "Please come with me. Let's grab a little chair."
I'm feeling the second we sit down, he's going to change tunes really quickly, I feel like.
I like him. Let's go.
He sits down like he like shuffles to the middle of the
Barrow,
booth to
stop
let you sit
shoving
on
so
either
much
side of him.
celestial sauce in your mouth.
What is fucking tasty?
It is very good, I have to say. And I will have a wing, please, if you don't mind. He takes one and he just like just crunches it home.
I've
Delicious.
done that before. It's not good.
Wait,
it's not a good experience.
am I supposed to eat the bones?
I wouldn't recommend it for someone of your composition, but I can digest them. So
Oh, yeah.
I will gladly.
Quick
The bone marrow
question.
is exquisite.
Quick question. Dragon?
No, Dragonborn.
Okay. So you can't set me on fire like a million times.
I
think
can
he
set
still
you on
can.
fire, but not as often.
I'll take it. Can you do the sleeping thing?
Normally that happens after I set someone on fire.
Atlas picked a fight with an actual dragon.
That is
and
most in mines.
I'm still
Yes.
here, aren't I?
Fire breath and put to sleep in like 6 seconds.
Look,
was
hey.
not pretty.
Hey, I got in his way, and both me and Tawa made it out alive. Atlas throws 3 wings in quick succession to each head.
Out the window, because he's not in the bar.
No, he's in the bar.
No, they wouldn't let him in.
Aw. Yeah, just yeets them out the window. Then you just
It's
see,
probably
like,
just like give him like a giant bucket of wings and just.
Why are you rolling intimidation?
So
Who
what
are
is
you
it like?
trying to
Why are
intimidate,
you
Cyrus?
looking for me exactly?
We're investigating the theft of the crest. There was a bunch. No, there was like 6 people who could get in the room to steal it. You were on the list. Also, literally like 3 people have said it was probably you at this point, and we've only spoken to like 3 people.
That's no surprise. I have stolen it before.
Okay, but you gave it back.
As like
once I
a
was done with
test
it.
run, or
What is it?
No, I needed it. It's a magic item. It amplifies the dragon's or lizard folk's abilities.
Maybe that guy did steal it then, because he really set me on fire. I don't know the regular amount of on fire they can set you, but
I think that was standard dragon
that was
breath.
standard dragon fire. That's a lot of.
Oh yeah, they burn hot.
It feels excessive, honestly.
Mine's not that hot. Don't worry.
So-
It still hurts.
So let's just get the obvious question. You do not have it at this time.
I do not have it on me currently.
Are
Do
you
have
dying?
it stashed
You have
somewhere?
anyway.
Did you take it this time?
Do you mean inside check if you're done for this individual?
Yeah,
I do not have it on me currently.
Cyrus
No,
just
no.
outright said, "Are you
No, wait,
lying?"
Yeah. No, I'm not lying. Why would I lie?
20.
No.
He does not have him on him currently.
Did you
Roll-
take
roll-
it? Did you
roll
take
give
it this?
is-
I have taken it in the past. Yes.
Yeah, but did you take it the time that we're asking about?
I'm afraid I
Have
don't know
you
exactly what
hidden
time
it?
you're talking about.
Do
Have you
know
hidden
where
it
is
recently?
right now?
As far as I'm aware, it should be in Argentum's possession.
Right.
Now
there we
I
go.
insight.
And now I insight. Yeah. There we go. Insight.
Are we inciting
That's only
me
a
or-
13.
Rolled a 2.
It's hard to read.
10.
Is that because
13.
you returned it in the
Hard to
last 2 hours?
No, I've not had it in some
I
time.
got the same roll, 19 again.
Astra, slippery.
Slippery.
Slippery
Slippery.
guy. Very hard to read. Really charming. Look. If I had it and I knew where it was, I would be straight with you and I would tell you I had it and I knew where it was. The last time I saw it, it was over a year ago, and it was in Argentum's room when I returned it to him.
See, this guy's an asshole too, but in like a fun way. The other guy was just an asshole in an asshole way. At least this guy's kind of fun to talk to. Like, if he set me on
Who-
fire, I don't think I'd mind as much.
All right.
Maybe going forward as well, we may not maybe tell people that they're greater suspicion than the rest.
No, to be honest, I probably could have guessed. Most people who come to me, normally there's a problem. I'm used to it. I am quite literally the wrong color to be here.
That's a race
I
thing. We at the
normally
table
get
love
targeted by this
that.
kind of thing. Does it surprise me that the other people who are suspicious of this are pointing the finger at me? No, because I'm an easy target to blame. And
I mean, you are literally a double agent.
yes,
Okay.
Possibly a triple
then-
agent.
could be a quadruple agent.
All right. That's too many doubles to
Hey,
think about right now.
What about
He's
octuplet?
simple-minded.
I like him.
Bright
Can we take him on
steel-
the ship?
No. Bright Scale and Night Scale seem to have very little interest in the artifact. I'm not even sure if they knew what it
Wouldn't
was or.
surprise me. Both of them not very magically inclined.
As opposed to
That
the
leads me
Archmage,
to
who's
my next question.
very magically inclined, I assume.
Yeah, you
Yes,
say it amplifies
obviously,
it.
being an archmage, magically inclined. But the artifact, it should be noted, the crest doesn't amplify magic. It amplifies draconic ability.
So it works for you as well as like dragons?
Exactly. I borrowed it because I needed it.
Would it work for a kobold?
Or
It would.
what?
What would it amplify in a kobold?
I don't know, but it would work. More than work for you.
We could steal this and give it to the kobold trio. I don't think
No,
I don't
we're
think we
not-
should.
no.
I don't think we
No.
should. I'm just saying
Why did
it would be
you
interesting.
steal it last time?
Yeah.
Oh, am I being interviewed? Am I under arrest, officers? Slap those cuffs on me.
Hang
Barros,
on. I might
get the
actually have
cuffs.
cuffs
You
on
can
me.
do
Let
it.
me check.
I might
Let's
actually
see.
have manacles still.
You want the pink fluffy ones or just the regular kind?
I'm not picky.
Pink fluffy ones it is.
Okay. You shackle him at the table. Oh no. Well, you see, now that I'm under arrest, and I have to tell you everything, because that's how being arrested works. I was doing a job for Argentum, and I needed to go away from Aurora Stone for a prolonged period of time, and I needed to amplify my natural fire ability to open a lock that normally only ancient red dragons can open. It required a fire breath of a certain magnitude. Argentum, however, thought the job was too dangerous, didn't want me to do it, and advised me against it, and thus refused to give me the artifact, so I went out of my way to ensure that I could do the job required of me.
What was locked?
Well, primarily information, but also an individual.
Individual?
Yes, a person. An entity, a living creature.
Does this entity have a name?
Yes, dead.
Kill them?
They were
Yes.
called dead or they were dead?
No, they are now dead. Then they no
Because,
longer.
Oh.
because you murdered them?
That is correct.
Were you supposed to murder them, or?
They needed to die for the sake of the greater good, in a sense, so yes.
Assassination. Got it.
Not my finest work. I don't like to get my hands dirty in that regard. I'd rather just gain information through that. However, I feel like there was very few people who could have achieved what I needed to achieve.
Quite a
in
good
that.
color to be an assassin, though. Blood will blend right in.
Indeed. Only after it dries a bit. Fresh blood, a bit obvious.
You've been able to.
Is that why you put red on you, Cyrus? So we can't tell when you've been murdering people?
No.
Okay.
You've been able to move out of the city and get information across both sides pretty easily over the course of this war. I mean, you are a turncoat after all.
Yes. I'm a lieutenant colonel of the Chromatic Army.
So you would know how people get information around.
There are many channels, but yes.
How easy is it to move around the city unnoticed?
This city? The Undercity, it can be fairly easy to achieve. However, the guards are pretty keen-eyed if they know to look out for something. If they don't know what they're looking for, then you can just walk right by.
And have you heard any rumors of high-ranking members of Argentum's inner circle being places they probably shouldn't be, or at least not normally frequenting?
Make me a persuasion check, Barrels.
20, not that.
I have been keeping my eye in general on many members all over the city when I'm here, as it is kind of my job, in a sense. The only one who I've noticed anything strange recently is that of Commander Zarkathis Nightscale. He had been meeting with some people late at night, just outside of the main barracks. You're talking 2, 3 in the morning kind of meetings, not like, you know, if it was above board, why would you not meet them inside the barracks? I don't know. I followed the individuals he followed, who he spoke to, but they split up. I followed one. They went to a tavern. There was nothing interesting or gleaned from it, from speaking to them. They were pretty stalwart when I tried to loosen their lips with my normal means, but c'est la vie. And if he was responsible for anything like information leaking, Zarkathis does have a method of sending messages, normally via his aerial troops. He can get messages to front lines. He also gives, obviously, support reports to Argentum himself. Obviously, supply reports, things of that nature, and anything from the front lines itself. So he has good control over those wavelengths. There are other means as well, but those are the most direct military ones that he would have all eyes overseeing.
And is the commander the only one within that circle that shows as much discourse specifically about Argentum? Or are there also those who specifically question his leadership?
He shows probably the most discourse for how Argentum get things done. However, it is worth noting that Valera, the High Priestess of Aelus, also is not overly fond of Argentum.
What can you tell us about the High Priestess?
She's very lovely Asimar. Great lay.
So, crest of no use. Wait,
yes,
did you say
would be-
lay?
Yes,
Priestess.
indeed.
They don't
What,
take a vow of chastity. That's just an Asher thing.
Not been around many priests or priestesses. Thought they were all just...
Trust me, they're some of the horniest bastards in the entire universe.
I'll take your word for it, Barros.
Oh, you
Hey, if
definitely
you get along with
should.
this Asimar, you might not have to.
She's quite strict. She does is literally follows
Dibs.
the god of order. But yes, Argentum has a bit more of a gun-ho approach to some matters. I don't think she's massively fond of.
And what of the Archmage?
The Archmage, they are pleasant enough to deal with. I try not to deal with Aloria on too many instances, mainly because I think she doesn't like me very much. It might be because I was betrothed to her for a time, and that has now no longer continued to be the case.
This before or after the Great Lay?
This was after the Great Lay. No, before. Time, as in, I was betrothed to her after I had already had sex with someone else. It wasn't that the having sex ruined the betrothal. I was loyal in that time. It just, things didn't work out.
Not to pry, but why didn't things work out?
Well, you see,
Did she cheat on you with another Dragonborn? Because someone in this group knows all about that feel.
no, not
That's true.
just slight differences, I guess. Became more apparent after we moved in together. Didn't really get on. Nothing too spicy or saucy. Just two people who tried to make it work. And didn't. Indeed.
Inside him.
If you want to inside him,
I don't know why that rolled with disadvantage.
25. He seems to be fairly genuine. Yeah, Dasher seems to be fairly genuine as well. He's not like, you know.
And her opinions on Argentium are supportive?
Oh, very. She holds him very highly. In fact, one of the reasons why we don't, why whenever she got home, all she would talk about would have been him, and between talking about him and magical developments and lore about dragons and planar magic and the history of the conflict. Let's just say she wasn't the woman who the dragon, that I fell in love with.
The dragon he fell in love with.
The lady dragon.
Dragoness. Is that a correct term?
Is it racist? Because we can make a move to the other table.
It's fine. I'm not a dragon.
And I'm not racist. Simply asking questions.
We can never go back to that place after what you said about dwarves.
I don't remember what I said about the dwarf.
So maybe he must be very forgiving.
He's a Durgar, doesn't count.
Apologies.
He's still a dwarf, Cyrus.
You will get a slap at the back of the head.
That's like saying I'm not a bird folk, I'm an owlin. Like, I'm both.
I will save the other one for later.
How long have you
You're
been
kind of
working
tiefling
for
and an
Argentum?
ASMR.
I'm not a tiefling.
Isn't she like actually a dragon?
She does that on
You were gonna
purpose.
marry like an actual dragon? Is that chill?
What do you mean? Is that yes? Obviously, it's a free city.
They're sentient beings.
I don't know.
What's the problem?
You're not a dragon.
And
Just thought
If
there
you
might
got-
be rules about
So what?
it.
If you fell in love with an Aarakocra, would that be wrong?
No, but
Triple
me
person.
falling in love with a Kenku, not cool.
That feels like a prejudice thing.
yeah, I was gonna say, surely it should be just you fall in love with whoever you fall in love with, who you
Yeah.
like, and
I'm
whoever
not
likes you
say-
back and makes you happy, and
I'm
whoever
not
has time
saying
for
that
you
it's
and makes
right
time
or
for you.
wrong. I'm just surprised that you don't have it here. You just seem very, you know, color focused. Thought maybe it would be a ranking thing too.
I mean, it's the same species. I think they probably would still have it if maybe someone from the amalgamate came here and then they got married to a dragon.
I there's no law again, if that's what you mean. I mean, like I say, like love and you know the act of getting betrothed to someone and want to spend the rest of your life with them, or even just getting with someone for a short time. It's because that person at that moment has time for you and you have time for them, and you both enjoy each other's company, and that's sometimes all you need. Sometimes it doesn't need to be anything more than something physical. Sometimes it doesn't need to be physical at all.
You heard that right, Cyrus? When you going to say yes?
Our relationship is purely emotional, Barros. No matter how
Exactly.
much you want it to get physical.
You can still love each other emotionally.
From a distance.
Indeed, if that is what
Sway on the seat a little bit.
We're getting distracted. We're on a timer here. How long have you been with Argentum? Because if you've had time for relationships and kind of all of this, then it must be a while. I know dragon kind of.
obviously
time
the
works
dragons
different.
themselves would probably say not long at all, but me sometime. Probably the last 12 years.
12 years is a long time.
That is
Why
a
did you
long time.
defect?
That's like half an Aarakocra's lifespan.
Why did I defect? Oh, I got captured.
And
Not super
you,
loyal to the cause then.
I was loyal to whoever
Living.
benefited me the most in the moment. I was conscripted at a young age to fight, and the only other option I was given was to either be conscripted and fight in the army, or to rot in a dungeon and accrue so much debt it would throw my entire family into debt. They were, I believe the exact fine was, with inflation, I don't want to know anymore, but it was about 250,000 gold was the fine. And prison was to be served until you'd paid that off, which for me, as a non-dragon, would have been several lifetimes. So I didn't have a choice. Because if I couldn't make it, they would then have arrested my infirm father and made him also serve the same punishment. As for my sisters and brothers, the same story. Luckily, my mother was already dead at the time, so she was safe from the force of the Draconids.
well,
Lucky her.
not so much love for the Chromats then.
Well, I guess you could say it is a love of learning. Definitely not initially, not a good warm-up. But I grew up. I was born a red dragonborn. I was born in their lifestyle, in their... I saw their world in that sense. You know, I understand exactly how that side lives, and I appreciate it and love it, and I still would call it home. Definitely. But at the end of the day... when presented with death or to change sides, or help the other side, I should say, then the Kalar was no longer the most important to me in that sense. Plus, Stone is also quite a nice place to be. But I still hold my rank. I'm still a lieutenant colonel. I still technically have a platoon of specialized forces underneath me, who I still oversee and give commands to. And then I simply pass on the information that comes to me to the right people on this side. they also, for context, I am a lieutenant colonel of a spy branch for the chromatics. So them knowing, they know I'm here, basically.
They know you're here, but they don't know that you're giving information.
Precisely. They think I'm only giving information back to them, and I am giving information back to them. However, it is maybe not as quite as useful as the information that I am giving back to the metallics and the gemstones.
Do you ever have to give them correct information?
Often.
Sacrifice something here
Yes.
or there, but never.
Yeah.
It's a very hard decision to make, because especially when you know them, and you know who you're giving up, but you have to make a call, and I try not to make that call on my own judgment. I try to leave that in the hands of someone on this side, truly on this side. Normally I speak to a gentleman in private regarding them, and then he decides the ultimate outcome, whether or not we...
Zakarthus had mentioned a few times that patrol had been hit that didn't estimate. I'm imagining those were calculated risks by you and our gent.
Quite probably, yes. Same with some supply lines that are hit. However, what he's referring to does go slightly beyond what I would have leaked. Which would lead me to think if there was someone else operating, but I did just think maybe it was one of my other underlings doing quite well, because they're also here in the city, you see. They just think that I'm very good. And in a way I am, I suppose. Look, I get it. I'm very suspicious. My whole life, I'm very suspicious. It's kind of
honestly, you're kind of too suspicious.
Yeah, it feels too obvious.
Indeed, exactly. That's what I told you when you first, mentioned it to me. I'm used to it. It happens all the time.
Look, we're sort of just checking boxes at the minute. We had to speak to you.
It's fine.
It was more.
I take no
It was more
offense.
to talk to you, more than anything else. Say that if it was you, then you would be the first one to be arrested, and they would basically you'd be dead right now if it was you.
Exactly.
I don't suppose you'll tell us who your underlings are.
No.
It was worth a shot.
Do you
I can tell you
genuinely
that they are not
believe-
involved in whatever this theft is that you're investigating. They
Are
wouldn't have
they-
anywhere near that level of access, and they are not anywhere near as good as me.
Are they available?
As
'Cause
in
we only
single?
have-
some of them.
No.
Yes.
No. We only
Are
have
they hot?
20. We only have 20 odd hours to get this thing sorted. I was wondering if we could put them to use.
My worry would be that if
It
a
would lead back
member
to him.
of
They'd
the chromatics has acquired this crest, let's say there is a turncoat other than me, obviously, in the ranks, and they have sought out this crest for the reason that I've handed it over, or is the intention to hand it over to the chromatics, which would be my assumption. Why else would you take it? Unless you plan on using it yourself. And then I start looking for it. Not all of my network underneath me are... In fact, most of them are still loyal to the old side. As far as they're aware, I am stalwartly loyal. Still.
Right. Well, we
Some
don't want
of
to
them are a
compromise
little
your
bit more loosey-goosey. Maybe you can, get by with them a little bit more, but on the whole, I've started asking questions, putting feelers out like that. Information that maybe our gentleman would have trusted me with, but again, it might stir up nests.
We'll be fine, Cyrus. If we run out of time, we got planned sword.
True. Very true. It's making me...
Right, I
Tell
suppose we
you
should
what,
go on to the
cut
next
me a
one.
deal. Don't care which
Oh,
one of
no.
it is, but I can't say, well, maybe not the asthma. No offense, had one of you recently. But maybe someone else. Let's go have a little bit of fun, and I'll put my my network on the line a bit.
Cyrus will nudge Barros.
I'd like to say,
You haven't had any in a
for
while.
obvious, I'm a spy, not a sex worker. My work does, however, involve sex sometimes. It's just a coincidence.
Just a coincidence.
just a coincidence.
Business or pleasure?
Why not both?
Well, he is already wearing the pink fluffy handcuffs.
I am
However,
literally at your disposal.
however, Volgir, it's been a while. You might be a bit rusty.
I don't really
Sorry.
think Dragonborn
Sorry.
is type.
Here, just hold up the ring. Sorry. Still married. Nah,
Not stopped me
I'm
before.
good.
You're not married.
I'm married in this occasion.
Just so that, just in case, are you okay with hate fucking? Because that might be what happens.
Some take the
It'll
best
be
kind.
good for him. It'll be good for him. He'll get the armor out.
Volkir relieves some stress.
Maybe he'll be less attached to the sword.
God.
Oh, behave.
Hang on, let me just, Atlas will rummage around in her bag and pull out the collar with the bell. It's like, someone's gotta take it. I'll take it, but someone's gotta take it.
I mean, you've been talking about fucking a dragon pretty much since we got here,
He's
so...
not even a real, I mean, I will, but he's not a real dragon.
Oh, fuck it. I'll call you a real dragon. Come on.
Sounds good to me, big boy. Drag me.
Wait, so Goatman puts on the bell.
Yep. I have a room
Are we now-
upstairs. Third on the left. Some time passes.
I'm gonna order some more wings.
Yeah, I'm gonna order some more pints.
I order a bowl of wings to the room.
Yeah.
To go.
Celestial sauce.
An extra celestial sauce. But yeah, eventually
another
the deed is done, and you see that he enters the feelings of Hollow Strap and is like, whenever I have news, I'll reach out to you. I have your details.
Appreciate it.
And he's come down like he's like a silk robe. He's got like a cigar which he lights himself by like blowing a little bit of fire out of the corner of his mouth.
So,
On to the next guy.
Archmage.
Can
That's
do.
the last dragon.
Yorick,
the
if I could get an
architect
ice
was
pack
also-
for the satyr to go, please. Got it.
The architect
Oh,
was also
God.
a dragon.
Make it do.
Okay. Eventually, the little lizard folk boy comes over, like the 17-year-old lizard folk was like, "Here you go." Gives you like 2 packs of ice.
One for the front, one for the back.
Pretty much. Now, if you do need me to fuck the Archmage, it's going to be at least half an hour before I can do anything.
He needs a short rest to get the. He needs a reset.
Out of curiosity, does hanging out in a tavern eating wings count as a short rest?
Yeah, well, you guys can get a short rest if you want.
Yes. My wild shapes. And my fucking hit die.
And some health back.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some health back.
I don't
So-
know,
much
short rest.
better.
On the way to the I'm assuming we're going to the Archmage next.
Yeah.
Are they in the same direction? I think they were.
Well, you've gone west.
West.
So yes. So you actually now
Yeah.
head backwards, and you went past the Archmages. So you went to the Argenta
way
Bar,
west.
and then you went further west. So now you need to head back
Yeah.
to the east to go to the Hall of Wisdom.
So we now need to go back about 20 minutes, don't we?
So,
A bit further, yeah. Wait.
in light of speaking to Thorin, I'm not so convinced on Nightscale or Brightscale now. Brightscale kind of had the air of nobody's as strong as me, boosted by a crest.
I know you guys are just gonna say because he set me on fire, but Nightskill is a little shady.
How does he set you on fire?
He's a
Oh,
little
that's not-
shitty, agreed, because of his nighttime
Like,
dealings. Also, he's a dick.
Fire aside, he's a little shady, and he was still very unwilling to talk to me. Like,
Yeah, anyone would be unwilling to talk to you if you've got that thing
Yeah.
following you.
I'm a
he could
delight.
No, I don't mean you're not a delight. You've got that thing.
Tewa is
What if
also
they're
a
all-
delight.
I would beg to differ.
Tewa
I have
is a
seen that thing
trio
with a
of
skull on its
delights.
head.
Like those places that serve you 3 small desserts rather than 1 big dessert.
All I'm going to say is, you did not see that thing with a giant skull on its head.
No, I did.
What if they're all
I
in
did.
a...
Yeah. fought
Yeah,
it.
she tried to hug it,
Oh yeah, true.
calm him down, and I.
And
had
it
to
was
pull
doing
the
its
skull
mass
off.
murdering. Yeah, when it's doing its mass murdering phase, though.
Look,
Think-
just
what
because
did we-
you
what- did
can't
we ever
see
count how many that
beyond
was,
the
Bill?
murders.
Maybe dragons view Chimera as Owlin view Kenku. You know, they're not real dragons; they're only part dragon. Maybe it's a thing.
Kenku aren't dragons at all.
No, you're. You know what I'm trying to say. You're not that stupid. I know you're not that stupid.
I could be that stupid if you wanted me to.
What does that even mean?
Eventually, you arrive outside the Hall of Wisdom. It is this big, grandiose building. Looks almost like a big Gothic, like cathedral-stroke library. It has big, high-vaulted ceilings as you step inside. It's not a military building by any means, definitely not. But you see here there are a lot of Yuan-Ti, the odd lizard folk, a surprising number of kobolds, but mainly dragonborn here. All mage robes, you know, reading, studying. Some actually practicing spells in the open vaulted space in the center. There are these big corridors lined with bookshelves that kind of go off in each direction in the actual main area itself. And there's a bit of a hustle and bustle here as you look around for any that may resemble an archmage. But as you search for that, that is where we're going to end tonight's session, and we'll pick it up next time. Until then, byes.